Well, good afternoon, everybody, and a very warm welcome to Trent Bridge Live for more Vitality Blast action here at Trent Bridge. It's another double-header day here at the bridge, and it started by the Blaze unfortunately losing against Durham, but now it is the Outlaws' turn. Now, the toss took place earlier on, and it was Joe Clark that won that toss. And he said, we're going to have a bowl. So let's tell you about the two teams that we're playing out there in the middle very, very shortly. And from a Nottinghamshire point of view, well, it's no change from Friday night, really, against Derbyshire. It's the same 11. So pace action between Ollie Stone, Dylan Pennington, Mohammed Ali. And then if you're looking for a bit of off-pace, then you're looking at players like Benny Howe, Joe Pocklington, and of course George Linder, who makes his home debut for Notts here this afternoon. Tom Moore's top scoring on Friday night against Derbyshire. But if we look at Durham, obviously the captain Alex Lees, behind the stumps will be Ollie Robinson, and then if you're thinking from a batting point of view, then they should be opening with Alex Lees and Graham Clark. And then when it comes to their turn to bowl, the off-pace options, Colin Ackerman, obviously very famous from his time at Leicestershire, and obviously their overseas Nathan Souter, a very popular overseas off spinner, and Callum Parkinson, again somebody that is well known in these parts. So they are your 11s for today's fixture, the Notts Outlaws against Durham. And just to remind you, the Outlaws won the toss and they have said we'll have a bowl. Now, you might have heard over the last few seasons, and if you're a seasoned Outlaw fan, you will know that over the years we've lost some experience from this side. Yes, players have retired, players like Dan Christian, Samit Patel, Stephen Mullaney, but somebody that has joined the club this summer and looking to take on that role of a bit of experience as somebody in there in the middle with the ball and the bat is Benny Howe. And part two of our In Conversation with this season T20, it is Benny Howe. Before we kind of talk about what's ahead for us, I want to take you back to the very beginning. And why cricket? What was it about that sport that got you into it?
That's a good question. Why cricket? Well, first of all, I was just sport mad, as most cricketers probably were when they were young. I grew up in a school called the Oratory School. So I used to go in the nets there and just bat all day. I never really wanted a bowl, just wanted a bat. Okay. And yeah, I mean, I loved cricket, I loved tennis, and I love rugby. But cricket just something about it edged it, yeah.
So do you feel like sport was always something that you were destined to do?
I didn't think anything else. I remember when I was at school, when I was 7, 8, 9 years old, I always asked, what sport do you want to do when you're older? And they're like, when some people didn't, say a sport, I'd be like, what do you mean you don't want to be a sports person? I didn't get it. I was like, that's all I wanted to do. That was all on my mind. So sport was a big part, yeah. So all of those combined, mixed in with my personality, yeah.
Go on then. So what's your personality? How would you describe your personality?
Oh, you have to ask someone else that. It could be a long answer. My personality, I'm not confined to the normal way of doing things.
Sometimes a good thing, really, that.
It has been a good thing if I can, balance it out.
Yeah.
But I like to think outside the box. I like to think of, with anything, and obviously it comes into the game of cricket, but with anything I like to think of things that haven't been done, what could be done. I'm very curious like that. People say I'm a little bit mad, crazy mad, but in that sense, but I think it's a good thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say it's a good thing.
And do you feel like that has helped you on the cricket field to bring that sort of, you just mentioned it there about it, you've brought it into the game, but just thinking outside the box, do you think that has helped you in your career as a cricketer?
Yeah, it's been my strength and weakness. So if I go too much into it, sometimes you forget the basics, and that has happened on numerous of occasions. But then if I didn't think outside the box, I wouldn't come out with a certain balls and style of bowler I am. So for sure, it's helped me if I just channel it in the right way.
And sort of let's bring it to T20 cricket.
Yeah.
You've been close sometimes winning this trophy. How was that? How is it kind of getting so close on a number of occasions and not quite getting over the line at that time?
I could certainly say with Gloucester, we hit 2 or 3 quarterfinals and a finals day and semi-final. We were a very, very good team. We didn't know how to handle the pressure of the finals. Honestly, we didn't as a team. And I think that's one of the reasons. And T20, one bad game, but I believe that played a part. Hampshire hurt that one. I don't know why. There's both. There was the semi-final the first year I went there. It was a rain-affected game, and we got probably the worst end of it with Duckworth Lewis, but we still probably should have won that semi-final. And I think Nathan Ellis got hit. She never gets hit at the final over. It's like for 12 or 13 for Essex to win that year. And then the last year, that hurt. That hurt.
Sting.
We were. I thought we were going to win, and then Somerset just managed to take advantage of a wet ball. I'm not going to blame the wet ball, but they did because we got a very good score that day in that final. And yeah, I remember bowling pretty well up to a point. There was a drop catch on one of my third over, Dixon, and he went on and scored, I think, the winning runs in the end. And my last over went for a lot, which changed the game. It can happen. It can happen.
Especially in T20, like you say.
It can happen.
Like you say, a game can flip like that. But it feels, even talking to you now, that still does
stings. Yeah.
Do you think that will ever leave you, that kind of those? Does that
a
drive
good
you now, though?
Absolutely. I need it.
You need that kind of disappointment, that kind of
absolutely
hurt?
Every time I'm someone who. So if I feel real hurt by a game, if I'm annoyed at my performance or a game or an outcome, it stings. It stays with me for a bit, but then I don't go the route of, either completely letting go, or I don't go the route of let's give up or whatever. No, I'm just. It almost like gives me some feelings of right. This is what I've got to do, and it just fires me up. So I think that's a good thing.
Yeah, I was going to say, does it feel like it kind of fuels your fire to...
You need it.
Yeah.
I need it anyway. I definitely need it. I mean, there's lots of times where you need to be relaxed and chilled, but sometimes you just need that fire.
Agreed. So let's talk about Nottinghamshire. Why not? Why move from down south to the Midlands and to Nottinghamshire?
Well, actually, it's a little interesting. I played for the Phoenix last year, and Steve Mullaney was coach of the women's team. So obviously the women's and men's, they all mixed together in the hotels, and we catch up. And he heard I wanted to move from Hampshire. I was never originally planning to go anywhere in the Midlands or up north. I was looking down south. But he said, "Do you want to come to Notts?" And I was like, thinking, sure, you're not head coach. He goes, "No, I have a word with Pete Morsey." And I was like, sure. I mean, Notts is a great club. I didn't think anything of it. And then literally the next day, they said, "Yeah, let's organise a call with Peter Moores and Mick Newell." I spoke to my agent, and it happened so fast. And when I spoke to them, about the club and what I heard from them, and I spoke to a few other guys. There was a few Notts guys at Phoenix. There was Freddie McCann, there was Joe Clark, there was Liam Patson-White. I spoke to them, and Mullaney, obviously, and a few others who have played for Notts around in the past. And the club sounded amazing. The setup. I want to improve as a cricketer. I really want to improve. I want to be in a setup, an environment where I can enjoy playing my cricket and really improve. I think they go hand in hand. And Notts was perfect fit.
That was a section there from our In Conversation with Benny Howell, and the full video for that will be available later on next week. But have you heard that they are making a new dodgeball film? Well, here's the trailer.
Dodge, duck, dip, dive and dodge.
There's 2 dodges.
Yeah, there is, that's the point.
Oh. No way!
I'm screwed now.
Sirens Dead upright, leather studs and a wired up soul. Plug into the chaos, lose control. No sleep crew in the subway.
I tried to jump and duck at the same time.
Trash the script, we rewrite the show. From punk rock blood to punk electro.
Liam. Hello. Is that a little bit of skill you've got?
A little bit of tech, that, I reckon.
Oh, lovely.
Oh, behave. Matt, you're good at this.
Boy, razor, talk in the smoke stained air. Boots hit hard like I just don't care. Shock in the veins, we were born to ignite.
Oh, cheers. Stay in here.
That did hit me. Oh, that was mean.
Boy, razor, talk in the smoke stained air.
Oh, why do you keep doing that?
Shock in the veins, we were born to ignite. Silence with electric fight. Flashing lights, gone wild. Streetborn rebels.
Oh, yeah, that's quick to that.
Let the voltage grow from punk rock grit to punk electro. Start the war.
Yay! Got it.
Okay, so I'm not sure they're the best people for the remake of Dodgeball, A True Underdog Story, but the umpires are making their way out, the players are making their way out. It is time for Vitality Blast action here. Let's join your commentary team, the leader of Dave Bracegirdle.
Callum Parkinson, two umpires on their way out to the middle, and middle of the afternoon, but bright sunlight. But as you can probably hear, we've got the firecrackers going off and the fireworks going up into the sky. It does look so good on a dark evening with the floodlights on, but it's lost on me in the afternoon. Just makes a little bit of a noise. The players anyway taken to the field, Notts in their all green strip, Durham in their predominantly yellow tops, blue sleeves, blue trousers. I'm Dave Bracegirdle from BBC Radio Nottingham. Alongside me, accompanied by a piece of Georgia Elwis's birthday cake, no doubt, Blaze fast bowler, author, broadcaster, journalist and all-round good egg. Very good afternoon, Grace Ballinger.
Afternoon, Dave. Yeah, you're right. It's a Elvis's birthday. I won't say how old she is.
Oh, we've been saying she's 35 all day.
And Cassidy McCarthy made a massive cookie of 35. So, yeah, obviously you would have loved to get a win to celebrate the birthday, but hopefully the boys can do what we didn't this morning.
Where did that get away from you, do you think?
I think we probably didn't score enough runs. Yeah. Being quite honest, obviously we've got a very different side out to what we've seen recently, an inexperienced side, and it was great to see one of the girls debut. But yeah, just not enough runs on the board, and I think we did well to get it down to the last over, but unfortunately couldn't get over the line.
Might talk more on the women's match, should we get a lull in proceedings at any point here. We're shortly to get underway. So Notts win the toss. They've played 3, they've lost 3. They've gone with the same starting 11. It's going to be Dylan Pennington to get us underway. Durham with Graham Clark and Alex Lees at the top of the order. Clark is a real firework. Alex Lees tends to try and bat through the innings and will then pick up pace a little later on. It's Clark on strike, brother of Jordan, who plays for Surrey. And there's Dylan Pennington from the pavilion end. First ball is a wicket. There's a start. There we go. Change the day, change your fortune. Dylan Pennington gets a wicket. First ball, Graham Clark, a loose waft outside the off stump. And lo and behold, Durham are 0 for 1.
Yeah, fabulous start. It's not an easy pitch to bowl on. It's really, really good batting deck, and you've got to get your length just right, and that's exactly what Dylan Pennington did there. Really pleased to see him start with a cracking delivery and a very easy catch from Tom Moores, and yeah, Graham Clark has to go.
Well, that's terrific, isn't it? Because Dylan Pennington on Friday, he was 4 overs, none for 40 at Old Trafford, 3 overs, none for 61. He got a couple of wickets here against Yorkshire. He's he's a better bowler than those figures represent. He's been one of a number in the bowling unit that's been flogged to all parts by opposition batters as Notts have gone to this unwanted no wins out of 3 record. Just wonder if that's the start, that's a premonition of how the day is going to go. Here's David Beddingham, South African international, formerly with Plumtree in these parts, well known round here. Generally gets runs against Notts as well, whisper it quietly. He's out there nice and early. But Durham 0 for 1. Crowd hopefully still building. It's by no means full. A lot more than were here for the women's match, which again I'll touch on with Grace in a moment. So here's Pennington into David Beddingham, and he's away first ball through the offside. Out there is Joe Pocklington. Did well to get to it, and strong left arm throw over Tom Moores, but there's plenty of backer-uppers led by Jack Haynes. So 2 for 1. I'm a little surprised, and I continue to say it, Mick Neal was up here earlier. These people have bought tickets for today for cricket at Trent Bridge. Why don't they come earlier and see both games?
Yeah, it doesn't make much sense. The only thing I can think is that there was a bit of rain about this morning. I mean, it held off, but I'm not sure, to be honest with you, Dave. Pennington
from the far end bowls, and Beddingham turns it up to mid-on, and there's no run. Fielded by Ollie Stone. Ollie Stone, who went for 32 runs in 1 over. Of Derbyshire, the former Glamorgan and Hampshire batter, really put the Notts bowlers to the sword. Just down the road. Can Notts have a better day today? 2 for 1 Durham. Pennington in, down the leg side, whipped to... oh, that's good from Mo Ali. It was whipped to short fine. He's up inside the ring, Mo Ali, and he not only stopped the ball, he fired it away and knocked a stump out of the ground, as if to say, you're not having one to me, son. Grace Ballinger-like.
Found myself in all different positions in the field today, Dave. It was all over the place. Didn't see too much of the ball, actually, but at least I've been promoted in front of square.
Just needed, I think, another 10 or 15 runs, and it's been a very interesting contest. Pennington, 2 balls left in this over. Bowls. Beddingham's launched this one into the sky, down into the distance, and that's got plenty of carry on it. It's gone all the way, bouncing up the steps of the Hound Road lower for 6. A mighty muscular blow, and immediately Joe Clark signals to Jack Haynes to come out of slip, go into mid-wicket, and mid-wicket will consequently drop back onto that fence. I think they're going to find the ball eventually. I imagine the umpires will have to check this.
Yeah, it went about, I don't know, it's a pretty big hit out there, but it looked like it went about 4 or 5 rows back. Didn't miss too much on length there, Pennington, but it just shows how good a pitch it is. It's slightly short and it's got the full treatment by Beddingham. A glorious shot, in fairness to him.
Got the ball back. It has been properly checked. Here comes Pennington. In, bowls, and he's gone again. Beddingham, he's not properly got hold of this one. I think there'll probably be just a couple of runs, but an eventful first over. 10 runs coming from it. Durham 10 for 1, all to David Beddingham. Just looking, the umpires, both on all the websites I'd look at for my scores and on the official team sheet, it says the umpires today are Tom Lungley. Yeah, that's Tom at the far end. Anna Harris. That's not Anna Harris.
She's grown a bit.
That's not Anna Harris.
So
I'm not sure who the other umpire is at the moment there on the screen. Couldn't quite see too much shadow from the cap. It's going to be Ollie Stone from this end. Did You want to take a little bit of Ollie Stone from this end and see if you can get a wicket?
Yeah, I'll give it a go. I thought we might see Mohammed Ali, but looks like they'll be giving Ollie Stone the first over from the Redcliffe Road end. He's got a deep, wide third and a square as he's in, and that's a cracking delivery first up. Pretty full and a play and a miss there from Lees, who faces his first delivery.
Yeah, he's gone around the park a bit, Ollie Stone. Just played 2 of the matches. 2 overs, none for 32 against Yorkshire. 2 overs, none for 44 against Derbyshire. Don't need to tell anybody that Ollie Stone's better than that. He's an England international in this format. Sometimes you just run up against a batter who's going to smash you to all parts. There's not a lot you can do about it.
Stone's in again and squares Lees up, and he plays it into the onside for a single. Joe Clark doing the fielding at mid-on.
You do have to delve into your bag of tricks a little bit though, don't you? And take the pace off and bowl your slow bouncers and your cutters and all the other various things that you fast bowlers have in your repertoire.
I think it's really hard in the power play, because if your best ball's working, you kind of want to keep bowling it, but at the same time the batsmen are probably lining you up, and it's stick or twist sometimes. Do you try and change it, or do you keep going? But Ollie Stone's started nicely here as he's in, and that's another good delivery. It's play and a miss. He tried to cut it. It was probably a bit too straight to cut, and through to Tom Moores. I thought he might have got a little inside edge on it to start, but sails through.
It's not waiting to be asked here, Beddingham, is he? He's throwing the bat at every single ball at the moment.
Absolutely, and if they just miss their length slightly here, they've got no one out, and the boundary, of course, in the power play in front of square, so there's space, and it's obviously a lightning outfield, and that's 2 straight, and a really good diving stop by Tom Moores. So that's a wide down the leg side.
Yeah, Tom Moores, pleased to say, no ill effects from Friday evening. He finished 75 not out of not many balls, but it was absolutely knocked to the ground by the force of one delivery that clonked into the side of the helmet. Had to have a bit of treatment. Able to resume after a short delay.
Stone into Beddington. This one back of a length and pulled in front of square, and he hasn't got all of it, but it should still race away for 4. Fielder gives chase, and he just can't quite get there. Another 5 yards, and he might have stopped it, but like I said before, there's so much space. If you get anything on it, a bowler of this pace and an outfielder of this speed, it's going to go all the way, Dave.
You sometimes say about a fielder, well, it could at least have put a dive in, a token dive in. George Lynn did put a dive in. I think the ball was actually over the rope before he...
It actually had gone before, yeah.
Well done, George. Bowlers like to see it, though, at least making the effort.
You can't fault him for trying, you're absolutely right. Stone in again, and again 2 straight, and it's flicked round, but it's just stopped by the short 45. For a second I thought it'd go straight to hand, but just bounced in front of him.
It's Pennington, the fielder there. 17 for 1. Playing on the same strip that you played on from here. I've not been out there, but from here it just looks bone hard. In fact, that's a lie, isn't it? Because you and I were talking out there on the square earlier this morning, but that was about 9 hours ago. It just looked bone hard and a wicket where the ball's going to come on.
Yeah, absolutely. There's not much space to get it wrong, as is there ever, Dave, because it's a batter's game, isn't it? But Stone in again, and that's a good delivery to finish. Just brings Lees forward into a drive. They get a quick single and a good start then from Stone. He's gone for 8. Durham at 18 for 1 after 2.
Yep, that's fine. A change from what Notts have done the last couple of matches, where George Linders was bowled one of the first couple of overs, bowled the first over at Old Trafford, bowled the second over at Derby. He's stood at slip. It is going to be a bowling change, and it is going to be the man that packs a punch, Mohammed Ali, to bowl from the far end, the Stuart Broad end.
I like that end, Dave. That's my preferred end, I think. It is pretty flat here, isn't it? So, and in T20 cricket, you genuinely have to bowl from both ends. But
Alec Lees has only seen 3 balls so far. He's scored 2. There's Mohammed Ali bowling to him. This is slapped down the ground. Catching chance taken. And Mo Ali first ball. Like Pennington gets a wicket, and it's Lees who's gone for 2. Both Durham openers out playing attacking shots. And a really, really good take at mid-on And Alex Lees has to go. Joe Clark, the captain, diving full length, 18 for 2.
Yeah, really smart catch there. I'll have to watch that one back from Lees, but it just looks like he misread the length, maybe thought it was slightly shorter than it was. Tried to take it on and just couldn't quite get hold of it, and that's a really, really excellent start for Notts. They've been struggling with their bowling, they've been expensive and they haven't been taking wickets, but this is quite the opposite. And no, it probably was short enough to pull, he just doesn't quite get hold of it. He tries to hit it over mid-wicket and hits it to a diving Joe Clark. A really, really fantastic catch, actually.
Yeah, second best catch we've seen today. Has Tammy stopped celebrating yet?
It was a good catch, yeah, and we certainly heard about it. But no, yeah, that was a fabulous catch. I was right on the other boundary, so probably didn't quite have the best view, but looked a really, really special take, and yeah, gave us a little bit of momentum, but like I said, just not quite enough runs on the board today.
New man is Ollie Robinson, the Durham keeper batter. Does have a first-class 100 against Notts up at Chesterley Street 2 or 3 years ago. In at number 4 early on. Mo Ali to bowl to him. Great start for the Pakistan international. In again from the broad end bowls, and Robinson away, playing a ball off the back foot. Just got a little big on him, but worked it away. Square of the wicket out as far as Dylan Pennington. So there was I coming today expecting it to be pace off, pace off, pace off, and Farhan Ahmed maybe in the side, and him and Pocklington and Linda all just bowling a succession of overs with pace off. This is 3 quick overs in a row from Pennington, from Stone and from Ali. They've already picked up 2 wickets early on in the power play here. Ali now to Beddingham, who's got 15. An aggressive start from him, and again he whips it away on the leg side. That's another decent bit of work by Jack Haynes. Just a single, 20 for 2.
Yeah, good stop there from Jack Haynes. It's not a massive boundary out there, it's not a big hit, and had he have not got a hand on that, I think it easily could have raced away to the boundary, but they look up for it here, don't they, Notts?
They do indeed, yeah. Had the better of the meetings over the years. They've won 22 and Durham have won 13 of the 35 completed matches over the years. Last year Notts won here by 7 wickets with 8 balls to spare, chasing down 156, half century from Jack Haynes in that one. Here's Mo Ali into Robinson, hits him high on the splice, no chance of a run there. Notts have won 13 of the meetings here, including the last 4 to be completed. Ewan back in the BBC Radio Nottingham studios, again he's done his own work, just telling us that Durham haven't won here since 2019 in this competition. Off the back of a heavy defeat at Chesterley Street to Yorkshire on Friday. Yorkshire have played 3, won 3 in the group. Bowled out for just 93, so neither of these sides had a pretty happy Friday evening. There's Ali in once more. Down the leg side, taken by tumbling Tom Moores. And it's going to be a leg side wide. Tom Longley spreading his arms out wide to indicate 21 for 2.
Just kept going with the angle there, didn't it? Really did end up quite wide, and a really, really great diving stop from Tom Moores. He's been good behind the stumps so far today.
Terrific with the bat the other night. A little disappointed with the crowd. It was fairly full for the Friday evening game, wasn't it, against Yorkshire? The double header week last Friday. Nice enough day. There's Mo Ali. Ian again clipped away on the leg side for a single by Robinson. Takes him to 2, doubles his tally, 22 for 2.
Yeah, I'm quite surprised with the crowd as well, because even for our game on that Friday, obviously a lot of people are at work on 2:30 on a Friday, but it was pretty full from the start, and got even busier obviously towards the back end of our game into the men's game. So I kind of thought today it would be busier, even busier, with Sunday obviously most people not working, but whether the early starts put people off, I'm not sure. But yeah, it is filling up, but by no means anywhere near at capacity.
Notts have just got the 2 fielders out on the leg side at the moment. Ali's final ball. Ooh, and a Swish and a miss from Beddingham looking to drive down the fairway there. Missed it completely. Swishing at fresh air. Good over from Mo Ali. 4 runs from it and the wicket. We're through 3 overs here at Trent Bridge on BBC Radio Nottingham's FM frequencies. We're online. We're on the club's live stream. The pictures, if you want to have a little look at what's going on. Notts in the all green have Durham 22 for 2 after 3, and it's going to be another over from Dylan Pennington.
Yep, Dylan Pennington swapping ends now on at the Redcliffe Road end, and I'm really glad they've carried on with pace on here, because it's been a really, really fine start from the 3 Notts quicks. Pennington, right arm over the wicket, in, and that's a great delivery to start. Top of the stump length, and Robinson defends.
Generates good pace, Pennington. He's part of a bowling group here that gets lots of plaudits for the express pace of Josh Tong, and indeed Ollie Stone back to full health and fitness. He's bowled quickly in the championship matches, but Pennington consistently hits the high notes.
And advancing down the track is Robinson, but just a punch into the covers and a good tumbling stop by Joe Clark means it's just a single.
It'd be lethal in your game, wouldn't it?
Dylan Pennington,
yeah.
Just a bit, yeah, just a bit. I was just thinking then, Robinson's come down the track to him. I'm not sure I think I'd be going the other way.
You had a bat today, Grace Ballinger.
Not a great innings, David. A disappointing one. I went for the big mixer over mid-off. Probably not my finest move, but there you go. And this is short and pulled, and again I thought it had a chance of being caught. And the 45 fielder, but just bounces in front of Ali. Yeah, but it was the last over. I thought, we're 9 down, I've got to go for it, and I took on my strong option, but I think she took a pace off. Gave it a bit of flight and just couldn't quite get hold of it.
Your bat sponsor got a brief moment in the sunlight.
Pennington again in a hoik and an appeal, a bit of a half-hearted appeal from bowler, but Tom Moore's convinced and not too sure there. But it's a really good over again from Pennington. He's conceded just 1 run from the first 4 balls, so...
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure anybody was even remotely expecting the finger to be raised there.
Pennington didn't even appeal until he saw Moore's doing so, but... Another playing a miss from Beddingham. Pennington's in and just pulls this one to mid-wicket. They have got the fielder out there. The fielder changed to deep square and deep cow, so it is just a single. And it looks like the field may change for Ollie Robinson. It does. There's a deep third, quite wide, and a square leg. So again, opportunity to score in front of square, and Pennington in for his final ball of the over, and that's a good shot. It won't reach the boundary. It was just hoiked, didn't quite get all of it again. Ollie Robinson into the mid-wicket boundary, and just a 2, so a really, really good over there for Notts, and it's so far been a really good power play. Durham are 26 for 2.
Yeah, Notts will happily take that. Again, just 4 from the over. Matches taking place up and down the country this afternoon. Also playing amongst the North Group sides. Yorkshire, but they're playing Gloucestershire today, and Derbyshire are away at Essex a little later on. It's a strange setup this year to try and describe. You played 12 matches, 10 against the side in your group and 2 against some random sides from another group. Notts have got to travel to Canterbury to face Kent. Also got to play Warwickshire in the central group. This is Ali bowling down the leg side, and it's just turned round the corner. No chance of a single there. Again, Pennington doing the fielding. It's been a decent area for Notts already in this contest. Short fine.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I mean, they've bowled really well, there's no doubt about it, but I think they have been a bit fortunate. They've had 3 straight deliveries gone straight to the hands of 45. Yeah. I think on a different day they go a yard either side, and all 3 of them have gone for 4. But they've fielded well in there.
George Linder, the South African overseas, the spinner, is at short third. He's just been whirling his arms around. Slow left arm bowler, of course. I wonder if they're going to give him the final over in the power play. Beddingham has 17. Only faced 14 deliveries. Mo Ali bowls to him now, driven crisply up to mid-off, and he hit it so well there was no chance of a run. And he just played it a little softer. They could have scampered down to the opposite ends, but hit to Clark. Linder continues to alert everybody that he's going to have the next over.
But I was just about to say, he's either coming on to bowl or he wants Joe Clark to know that he wants to come on to bowl, because yeah, we've seen a few of those going through his action.
Do you want the shout though as a spinner to bowl the 6th over in a power play? It's no stranger to doing that. He done it in both the last 2 games. In comes Ali again driven crisply to mid-on. In comes the shine, narrowly misses. Good attempt from mid-on. Very, very close there. They get home. It's Ollie Stone. I was going to pick the binoculars up, but should have known it was Stone. He's got the elasticated sleeves on, which he always wears. Short-sleeved shirt, and then under the green, those elasticated sleeves. 27 for 2. You would know better than me the purpose of them, but
I was just thinking, I've got absolutely no idea. I was just thinking.
We'll just strike that little bit of commentary then. 27 for 2. Halfway through the 5th over, Ollie Robinson. Stuttering start for him. He's only on 5. Ali bowls now, and he's scooped this one up in the air. Can Pennington get back? No, he can't, and it's gone for 4. Just when you scoop the ball up in the air, with the ball coming towards this Radcliffe Road stand, as soon as it pitches, it always skips on, doesn't it? Rather than plugging. Away it went for 4.
There was a few of them in our game this morning. It just really can really get away from you. But for a minute, that went quite high off Ollie Robinson's bat. I thought Dylan Pennington was in with a shout, but it ended up being a 1 or 2 bounce 4 in the end. Absolutely miles away from it.
Durham 31 for 2 in the 5th over. Put into bat by not skipper Joe Clark. Here's Mo Ali in once again, bowling, and an extravagant looking attempted pull by Robinson. Ball going between bat and body through to Moores. Takes it low down.
Yeah, he's missed a couple of them now, Ollie Robinson. He wants to be careful, because if he connects with it, they've got 2 men out in the deep waiting for it, with the square in front and the deep mid-wicket. So, although it is a fairly short boundary out there, Dave. Felt short when I was bowling to it with the leg side anyway.
They're not the biggest here in Nottingham, but generally gives us a good game of cricket as a consequence. Robinson on 9. Ali bowls to him. Oh, up and over shot over the ring and away for 4. That was nicely timed. 2nd boundary in the over. Now Ali looks on ruefully. Nicely put away, and it's 35 for 2 after 5 overs. Durham put into bat.
Yeah, he looks frustrated there, Ali. I'm not sure if that was a pace-off delivery, Dave, but it was short and it was wide and outside off, and it was a really nice shot from Ollie Robinson. If it was a slow delivery, I think that's that stick or twist that you think about as a bowler, and maybe that's part of the frustration, that his best ball was going fairly well and he thought he needed to change it, and he didn't. But we were right, Dave. We will be seeing the slow left arm of George Linder from the Radcliffe Road end. The first time spin that's been introduced into the game.
It's one of those with hindsight, you'd know if this was a good move or not, wouldn't you? If they come after him and manage to get him away for 20 runs, then you'd say, well, perhaps should have kept pace on, but if he keeps it nice and tight, nice and quiet, the change of pace might bring a wicket here. 32 years of age, from Cape Town, George Linder. He's taken 3 wickets so far, 1 at Old Trafford, 2 at Derby. This is his home debut for Notts.
Linder in then, left arm round the wicket, long off and deep cow, and that first ball is a really, really nice shot from Beddingham. It plays inside out, and it's gone all the way for 6 actually through extra cover. I thought it'd been a 1 bounce 4, but just really sweetly timed. It's actually taken it off leg stump, so it's a really good shot, and maybe a sign of intent of how Durham are going to take this final over the power play.
South African to South African. Beddingham getting the first blow in.
Linda in, and slightly quicker and a good comeback as that one. Dot ball to Jo Clark at mid-on. Yeah, 41 for 2 at the moment, I'd say. Durham under par here. We were well under par with 150 in the first innings in the women's game, and the men's naturally does tend to be far higher scoring. Linda in, and this one's straight up, and it should be taken. It's gone high here to Jo Clark, who has to run backwards, and that's a really smart catch in the end. A really, really good catch tracking back there, Jo Clark, and that's 2 catches for him, and it's a big breakthrough for George Linda. Beddingham has to go for 24, and that's 3 wickets in the power play. A really, really good start for Notts.
Yeah, there's all sorts of stats, isn't there, about getting 3 wickets in the power play. That's what Notts have done. 3 different bowlers striking. Pennington, first ball of the match, Mo Ali, and now George Linda getting the dangerous David Beddingham. Made 24 from 19 balls, 1 4 and 2 6s. Very much looked as if he was in the mood today to post a big score, but that's terrific stuff. Another good catch, as Grace said, from Jo Clark. Judged it nicely. Lost his cap fairly early on in the piece whilst he was trying to locate the ball, but he's done really, really well there. And Notts will be very, very pleased with that. 41 for 3.
Yeah, when it first came off the bat, again, a bit like that ramp from Ollie Robinson, I thought it was going to go straight to Jo Clark, and probably called it a bit early that he should have taken it. Could have ended up being a really smart catch and a well-timed run. And look, Ben Rain comes into the crease at number 5 for Durham.
Yeah, at number 5, whereas he's on the card at 8. They've bumped him up as the left-hander ahead of Colin Ackerman, Will Rhodes, Casey Aldridge. Rhodes a left-hander as well, I'm pretty sure. This is obviously a case of just trying to take Linda down, getting the left-hander, the punchy left-hander out there, get him started.
Linda in this time over the wicket, and a smart sweep, but straight into the hands of mid-wicket, and that's not a good shot. I thought it was a smart sweep, but it went really far in front of square, and that's 2 wickets in 2 balls for George Linda, and 4 down in the power play. Ben Rain has to go first ball, and that just wasn't a smart shot straight into the hands of Freddie McCann.
Well, you can see the intent, you can see why he was sent out there. Try and get after Linda early on in his spell. And that didn't work, straight into the hands of McCann. And Linda suddenly finds himself on a hat-trick, still 2 balls left in the over. Only ever been 1 T20 blast hat-trick for Notts Outlaws, and that came the end of last season against Lancashire, taken by Farhan Ahmed. But in this situation, countless times over the last, whatever it is, 23, 24 years now of the blast, can George Linda give Grace Ballinger her first hat-trick on commentary?
It would be my first hat-trick on commentary, I think. 2 wickets for 6 runs. His first ball of his spell was dispatched by Beddingham. We've now seen the back of both Beddingham and Ben Rain, and it'll be Colin Ackerman to face the hat-trick ball.
Likes this ground, got a century in both innings against Notts last year in the county championship, start of the season.
Slip in then for the hat-trick ball. Linda back round the wicket to the right-handed Ackerman, and he's in, and he plays round his pad. They think it might have, I think he hit it. They went for a big LB. I think he probably hit it, and it was going down leg, Dave, but
you're going to appeal, aren't you?
Why not?
You're going to appeal.
And real round of applause.
Yeah,
around Trent
crowd's
Bridge
good.
there.
Crowd's good. They're getting involved in this, and it tends to happen when you get some early momentum for the side you're following.
Happy with Notts' overseas here, and this one's swept, and again to 45, who prevents the run, Dylan Pennington. So a really fantastic over to end the power play. We weren't sure how it was going to go. We thought it could be a big over after the first ball was dispatched for 6, but what a comeback from George Linda. 2 wickets, and to end the power play, Durham in trouble. 41 for 4.
Yeah, they were bowled out for just 93 by Yorkshire on Friday, and you think, well, they've not had too long to get it out the system, but they've had the bus journey, haven't they? Presumably yesterday they probably travelled. I don't know. The women would have travelled down last night. I'm guessing both sides would probably have travelled down last night to be here in good time. So they're not had too long to get it out of the system. And there's Benny Howell into the attack, 41 for 4. Bowls to the right-handed Robinson, who moves on to 14, pushing it down the ground. Thanks to the Notts Heritage team, we learned that Benny Howell is the first and so far only player to represent Notts born in France. What about that?
Great stat. I've liked Benny Howell. I wouldn't mind him coming down in for a bowling session, actually. I think there'd be a lot to learn from him with all his different deliveries.
It is Howell bowling and turned away to leg by Ackerman. What, him learning from you or the other way around?
Well, we'll go the other way around at first and see how it goes. But no, he's a wily bowler, isn't he? He's got great knuckleball, lots of different variations, and he's experienced in the game. So I've really enjoyed seeing him bowl for Notts so far this year.
Robinson back on strike on 14. He's going to get probably a couple more here, cutting this to deep backward point. Jack Haynes comes round and field. I'm sure he'd be approachable. So do you know who I am? Cricket author.
Something like that.
There's Howell. This is cut away to backward point for another couple of runs. That was almost identical, wasn't it? It was a replay. A replay of what we've just seen has just been reenacted in front of my very eyes. A cut to Haynes at backward point for 2. Grace has got a nice piece in this month's copy of the Cricketer magazine, or the cricket magazines are available, but she hasn't started writing for them yet. 47 for 4. It's the one with Sir Garfield Sobers and Bobby Moore on the front cover. This one's drilled down the ground. 2 stone for a single. Good work by Ollie Stone. A good strong throw into Moores. 48 for 4. 1 ball left in the over. Yeah, you're tackling some of the contentious issues of the game. Getting a bit between the teeth. This is hit into the offside. Crowd catch. Caught by Clark. That would have been his hat-trick had it been a real one, but it's a dot ball, end of the 7th. Durham 48 for 4 here this Sunday afternoon on your FM frequencies, online and on the live stream. Dave Bracegirdle and Grace Ballinger watching T20 Blast action. Notts Outlaws have Durham at 48 for 4 after 7 overs.
Yeah, tidy start from Benny Howell as well, conceding just 7 runs off the over. Unsurprisingly, we will be seeing George Linder to continue at the Redcliffe Road end. 2 wickets in his first over, back to back. Couldn't quite get that hat-trick, Dave, but I think he'll be happy with the 2 for now. Out the power play, so to 5 fielders allowed out the circle. I always forget that it's 5 in the men's game, not 4 like us. There's Linder in and straight delivery, and Robinson, he reads the length wrong there and goes back to a full delivery, and it's a dot ball as Tom Moores gets to the ball quickly.
Do you know what the thinking behind that is?
What, the men having 1 more out?
Yeah.
I'd assume it's to push the scores up in the women's game, and just to penalise us bowlers even more, I suppose, in reverse sweep, and gets hold of it, but straight into Dylan Pennington on short third, and I guess he was trying to go over the top there, Ollie Robinson, because they've got 2 fielders there at point and short third.
I'm just looking for this vinegar here to put on that chip on your shoulder.
It's Linder in again. Fab start to the over 2 dots, and on the back foot, Robinson cuts, but straight to extra cover, and visible frustration there for the Durham wicket-keeper batter.
Did your friends make it? You're expecting friends up from the deep far south today to watch you?
Friends, yeah. There is somewhere. Not sure where, as Linder's in again. Again he tries to cut, and 4 dots then for Ollie Robinson. There's a ripple of applause around Trent Bridge. But it's a fine spell so far from George Linder. He's conceded just 6 off his first 10 deliveries.
You've not got him a nice hospitality box sorted out then?
No, I've not got a good enough reputation for that round here just yet, Dave, and this is in. Again he cuts, and this time he does get hold of it, but will be just the 1 run out to Freddie McCann there on the cover boundary.
This is good for Notts, and the overs are slipping by, aren't they? 1 ball left in the 8th. Needs to be an injection of run scoring from somewhere. Ben Rain clearly was sent out to do that pinch hitter's role to get on with it, and because he went first ball, that's derailed the Durham plans somewhat.
And they're in, and Ackerman goes hard down the ground. It's gone dead straight, but the fielder should get round. He does well there, Joe Pocklington, and it's 2 runs to finish the over. Just 4 from it then. At the end of the 8th, Durham 51 for 4.
Yeah, been good stuff from Notts Outlaws thus far. Crowd being encouraged to make some noise. I don't know if they're being encouraged to make some noise because there's 1 or 2 free gifts being fired into the stand on the Bridgeford Road side of the ground. I think that's probably what it is. Notts the Squirrels over there.
Where they throw the T-shirts out. Do you remember when they used to have T-shirt cannons, Dave?
I do.
Bring them back.
51 for 4, Benny Howell. It's only 2nd consecutive over from that end. This one's lifted up and over, extra cover, but it's going to plug. No, it's going to run away for 4. Just thought for a second it might just hold up and give the fielders an opportunity, but not. Durham 55 for 4.
Yeah, good shot, just gave himself room there. Ollie Robinson, and hit it into that vacant extra cover gap, and as soon as it's over, often races away. It's just lightning fast here at Trent Bridge.
Boundary from the first ball of the over. Robinson will be eager to add to that, and tries to get one to backward point out to Jack Haynes. I'm pretty sure there's only one Jack Haynes out there, but seems to be, along with Joe Clark, seems to be the fielder most times it's hit into the deep. Stopped a lot of runs already, Haynes, excellent fielder. 56 for 4. Howell in, bowls, and just dropped on the leg side. I think there was some bat involved. A couple of years ago in the Metrobank 50 over competition, Notts played a game, you've perhaps played there, the Warwickshire Links away at Rugby School. In the Metrobank, Warwickshire against Notts, and we had a commentary table on the boundary edge at mid wicket. 57 for 4. Howell bowls, and this one again is out towards Haynes. That's appropriate because I was just going to mention him. Come back for 2 again. Good fielding, and so we're sideways on at either deep point or deep square leg, obviously depending on where we were. But Haynes was in front of us, like he is here on the boundary edge, just patrolling that sort of 20 yards to our left, 20 yards to our right, and just see how much ground he made up throughout the 50 overs of that fielding. Absolutely incredible. Next one's turned away on the leg side for a single. Added to that, he hit the stumps with a direct hit to run one of the Bears players out from distance as well. Just a fielding masterclass, and it was a real privilege just to be so close to watch him doing it as well. 60 for 4. 1 ball left in the 9th here. Lots of had a poor start. There's no getting away from it. They've lost to Yorkshire here, Lancashire away, walloped there, and by Derbyshire on Friday. This one's hit back to Howells. Fields off his own bowling through 9 overs. 60 for 4. 9 from that over. But they've made a much better start to this one with wickets so far for Dylan Pennington and Mo Ali inside the first 3 overs, and then a couple of wickets to George Linder as well. And Durham with 11 overs left to sort of repair the damage of 60 for 4.
Yeah, just going through a little rebuild here, aren't they, Durham? They've lasted the last 3 overs or so without losing the wicket, and Robinson just starting to get going here. He's 28 off 22, and Ackerman alongside him 4 off 7, but you sense that one of them probably needs to get a score. We've got Will Rhodes to come, Casey Aldridge, not masses and masses of batting left, but capable batters on the left, and Linder continuing to his 3rd, and that's a really, really good shot, first ball of the over. It will be a 1 bounce 4 from Ollie Robinson, who advances down the track and hits to that short extra cover boundary.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be Beddingham who was going to be the problem for Notts today, but they got rid of him. Quick fire 24 for David Beddingham, but Robinson has now just stepped it up a gear. playing some lovely shots.
Yeah, that one certainly was, and this one's full. And again, he tries to hit through extra cover. He does make a decent connection with it, but it will just be 2. Ollie Stone fielding it long off, gets round nicely.
Notts have used 5 bowlers, the 3 quicks at the top, Stone, Pennington and Ali. Used George Linder and Benny Howell. Not seen Pocklington yet. He's only bowled 7 overs in the 3 matches.
Again, Linder in from wide of the crease, and Robinson back and pulls for 1. It's a long on. Yeah, I'm not surprised. I mean, that one was too straight, but I'm not surprised that Robinson's tried to access that extra cover boundary towards the Acroshaw stand. It is a small hit there compared to the considerably larger boundary on the other side, on the leg side for the right-handers. Linder in this time to Ackerman, and this one's swept in again straight to 45. They will manage to sneak a quick single. But that 45's been busy today, Dave. We've seen probably 6 or 7 balls go there so far.
Yes, unfortunately Mo Ali couldn't hit the stumps this time like he did early on. Had he done so, there might have been a chance of dismissing Robinson. That would be a real gift right now, because he's playing so well. It would be a real gift if the mix-up leads to him being run out.
Linder in, and again Robinson trying to advance down, but Linder doesn't give him the lengths to hit over the top, and he's happy to take a single. Punching to long on.
1 ball left in the 10th, and with half the innings gone, you can say Notts at the moment very much on top.
Absolutely, Dave. I mean, I think they'll still be looking to get, I don't know, 180 at least par on this wicket, as Ackerman tried to give himself room for the last ball of the over, but again, a single out to long on, and good over then from Linder. He goes for 10, and at the halfway point of the Durham innings, they are 70 for 4.
Yeah, Linder 3 overs, 2 for 19. I'd be surprised if they hold his final over back. This Durham side, well established. All of these names have played here before for Durham over the last number of years. Very settled side. The only new addition is Casey Aldridge, of course, who made the switch from Somerset permanent in the winter. He was already on loan last year with Durham for this competition. There's Benny Howell in. LBW shout here. Tom Longley, the umpire, having nothing to do with that. Not in a position really to see where it was going, but just didn't look right from here. Might get a replay of that one. A leg by taken, 71 for 4. Casey Aldridge last year played against Notts for Somerset down at Taunton, a county championship match that finished on the Wednesday, and on the Friday he was playing for Durham against Notts at Chesterley Street. There's another LBW shout. This time he's given. Howell nice and full, and Robinson trying to work it to leg has missed it and has gone for 36, and Benny Howell now in the wickets column as well. Just nicely set there, and he has to go. Howell with his first wicket, that of Ollie Robinson, out for 36, faced 27 balls, hit 4 fours, and it's 71 for 5.
Yep, big wicket there for Notts. Like you say, Dave, looked like Robinson was just getting going there, and a very full delivery from Benny Howell. He tried to play across the line, and we're not quite behind here at the commentary box, but it looked pretty good. It was full and straight, and that's a big celebration from Benny Howell because he knows just how big that wicket is. And next in is Will Rhodes, former Warwickshire skipper turned Durham all-rounder. Very, very likeable character, Dave.
And before that, played for Yorkshire, and before that, he was born and grew up in Nottingham.
Very good. Very good.
Left-hander, as I was sort of second-guessing myself when Rain came out that they needed to promote a left-hander in the order. They could have sent Will Rhodes out. So he used to be the Bears skipper, now in the ranks under Alex Lees at Durham. find himself coming in at number 7. But I'd imagine it'll be his job just to bat through these last 10 overs. Need a little bit of firepower from the other end. Ackerman could maybe provide that. There's Howell to bowl, turn to leg by Rhodes. And there's no run. 71 for 5.
Yeah, pressure on him here, but I think he is a really good batsman for this sort of situation, Dave. He's got the ability to rebuild and go through the gears nicely, and like you say, another left-hander, so it could be crucial getting towards the back end, having that left-hand, right-hand combination with the shorter boundary towards the Ackershaw stand.
Round the wicket comes Howell. Again, took the pace off, one of those variations that Grace was talking about. Played behind square, fielded by Muhammad Ali. Single taken, 72 for 5. Good stuff from the Outlaws. It's not the first time that they've started a T20 campaign poorly, with a succession of defeats early on and then rallied round. This is cut through the offside by Ackerman. He'll get a couple of runs comfortably. Again, Jack Haynes doing the fielding. But it just looked as if Lancashire and certainly Derbyshire the other night, they were a long way off the pace. They've still got it all to do, even if they were to win this one, to give themselves a chance of qualification. Just 12 matches, top 2 in each of the 3 groups automatically go through to the quarter-final. The 2 best placed third teams, as Howell bowls again, nudged down the ground again by Ackerman. He'll only get a single this time. End of the 11th, 75 for 5. The Durham score. Wicket in that over for Benny Howell. 1 for Pennington, 1 for Ali, and 2 for Linda.
Yeah, I'll go back to what you said earlier, Dave, about the way the fixtures work for the men's blast this year. I was writing on the blast not too long ago, so I had a look at how the men's is going. I couldn't quite get my head round it. So you've got a north, south and a central group, but you also randomly play another side from another group.
Yeah.
Do you know the justification for that?
Well, they played 2 more, 1 at home and 1 away. So Notts have got to go to Canterbury on a Friday night to face Kent, and then they've got Warwickshire here. Freddie McCann into the attack, 6th bowler to be used.
McCann in and full delivery to start. Ackerman, it's out to long gone for 1. Yep, first we've seen of Freddie McCann. Did he bowl on Friday, Dave?
1 over.
1 over on Friday. Left-handed top order batsman, young Freddie.
And he went for 6 runs as well. Amidst all the carnage, might have been worth another over.
Rhodes happy to just defend into the onside. Maybe a match-up to the left-handed Will Rhodes. Freddie McCann.
Yeah, speaking to him earlier, the initial diagnosis down at Southampton of a badly fractured thumb appeared to be not quite right.
Oh, it's me, isn't it? Sorry, that one was swept behind square and nearly did Ali with the spin. I thought it was going to go straight past him for 4, but he did well dive into his left to stop it after anticipating the wrong way. It's in a world of my own there as McCann's in again, and another good delivery and good bit of fielding there from Joe Clark, an extra cover to prevent a run. Really, really tidy phase this here from Notts. Well, in honesty, it's been a really clinical bowling performance all throughout, but they've really done well at squeezing after taking the early wickets, and that's a dot ball. Playing a miss outside off by Will Rhodes.
Just got off to the perfect start, a wicket with the very first ball of the match, and it's going to give a side a lift, especially when it's quickly followed up by another one.
McCann in, and
Oof.
Maybe a run-out chance here for Joe Clark. No, just a single to end. Very quick over them from Freddie McCann, and an excellent one for Notts. Just 4 runs conceded. Ripple of applause round Trent Bridge. Durham 79 for 5 off 12.
Yeah, not too much left in the hutch. Casey Aldridge, Matthew Potts, Callum Parkinson and Nathan Souter. Going to be a final over for Benny Howell.
Is that 4 straight through, Dave?
It is, yeah. I think it is.
Don't see that very often.
No. Used to happen in the glory days here, the halcyon days, where Notts were regular table toppers in the North Group with Mulaney and Patel bowling 8 overs in tandem straight after the power play. Very successfully as well. Will Rhodes gets his 4th run down the ground, pushing this single from the first ball of Howell's over. 80 for 5, Durham. Been the difference between night and day, the Notts performance here, compared to what we've seen so far. There's Howell bowling, and that's just paddled away for 4 runs. Very fine slog sweep. I think it went a lot finer than was intended by Ackerman, but gets a boundary nonetheless.
Yep, just down leg side from Benny Howell, and Ackerman won't miss out there. Sweeps, and for the first time that they've gone that fine, Dave, it actually hasn't been stopped by 45, but he stood absolutely no chance. It was a good 10 metres away from him.
Ackerman on 16 will cut this all between 2 fielders who I was going to say stood and had a look. Well, certainly Mo Ali stood and had a look. George Linder's gone chasing after it and away for 4. In the women's competition, Grace, today, I'm sure it's not been lost on you that Somerset won at the Oval against Surrey. So Surrey were top, you were second. So you've really not lost any ground whatsoever. It's more congested at the top now, with more sides winning, but Surrey losing at home to Somerset. I guess that would be seen as a favourable outcome for your side. Yeah,
it's a good outcome. I actually hadn't seen that because I was in a bit of a rush to get up here, but no, that's a good result for us.
88 for 5 as again Ackerman puts back to ball down to long off just for a single. 89 for 5. Essex defeating Lancashire in the other women's match played earlier on in that competition. In the men's, where are we? Gloucestershire have got top side of 200 at Headingley. They're 209 for 6 in the final over against Yorkshire at Headingley. It's Howell bowls. That's one of those games between 2 sides from 2 different groups. This has turned to mid-wicket and there's no run.
Well, unbelievably, Dave, we've somehow managed to find ourselves 5th in the table. But
game in hand on a lot of sides, though.
Oh, that's true. On a couple.
89 for 5, Durham. Rhodes has 4. He's now faced 8 deliveries. He'll want to pick up his strike rate somewhat. As Benny Howell bowls again, and he'll be content with that, Howell. Just a single down the ground. Another over that has elapsed fairly quickly. Bit of ABBA to entertain the crowds between overs. 11 from that one, and Howell's done. 4 overs, 1 for 32 for the close season recruit. His 3rd county after 2 spells with Hampshire, 1 with Gloucestershire in this competition. Benny Howell, vastly experienced. I think a number of counties were interested in securing his services, and it was nice just reading some of the quotes. Never played in the North Group before, fancied having a go.
Yeah, he's been a good signing, bit of experience. It'll be Freddie McCann to continue from the Radcliffe Road end, and a good bit of fielding off his own bowling there for a dot ball to start the over. Rhodes 5 not out off 10 deliveries. I'm sure he'll be looking to get that strike rate up, and again a play and a miss trying to cut. That's twice he's missed a cut off Freddie McCann. Really does race through his overs. McCann in again, and this time cut, and he gets hold of it, but it will just be a single and backward point.
I've got one of these bits of cards that say collect autographs from your cricketing heroes, the Blaze 2026 squad. How many of these did you sign during the interval?
A fair few, but you haven't got any signatures on yours, Dave.
I haven't, no.
Which is a bit of a shoddy effort. McCann in again, and again the Durham batsmen look to cut, but have to settle for just a single. I'll give you my signature at the end of the game,
No,
Dave, to get you started. Will Rhodes back on strike then to McCann, and this one he hoiks a really ugly shot into the onside actually for a single out to deep mid-wicket. Just not quite timing it as he'd want, Will Rhodes.
It is nice, and the men do it as well, I know, after their games, you know, an opportunity for all the youngsters and not so youngsters to come and get all your autographs.
absolutely. And a reverse sweep that's gone straight up and over short third. Again, I thought they might be in for a chance, but Dylan Pennington gives chase, and it will be just 2 runs conceded off the final ball. Another great over from Freddie McCann. He concedes just 5 runs. Durham 95 for 5 with 6 overs remaining. They're going to need to get, well, 12 and over really, Dave, I think, to put on a half competitive total here.
Again, I'm very pleased with what we're seeing here, and I have to say this is a terrific performance. But again, I'm wondering what Joe Pocklington's done wrong not to get a bowl. Why he's sort of in the side. He only came in the other night at number 8 to face the last ball of the innings and hit that for 6. He's just not being used as a bowler. I'm still a little mystified. Nor Farhan Ahmed, who's just brought a helmet onto the field for. No, he's taking a helmet off. Tom Moore's going to stand back because we've got pace back on with Pennington. It's a Stone on the board.
I think
it is Stone. Yeah, he's taken. I was looking for the sleeves. He's taken the sleeves off. Look. 95 for 5. Stone to go round the wicket to Will Rhodes. Former Warwickshire teammates down the leg side, and that will have to be re-bowled. 1 to the total. Leg side wide.
Yeah, going back to what you were saying about Joe Pocklington, yeah, it seems a surprise. I mean, Freddie McCann's bowled really nicely, but I'm surprised they've brought him on before Joe Pocklington. From what I've seen, I mean, he bowled nicely up at Lancashire when we were last on comms together. And I mean, he's a good fielder, but I'm surprised he's not been given the ball.
Stone again to restart the over. Another delivery that's round about shoulder height, just paddled down to long leg to Mo Ali. So Stone and Rhodes, former Warwickshire teammates. You were up against Heather Graham today, former teammate, played a couple of seasons here.
Yeah, good to see Heather. She's a good girl, she's a good friend of mine when we were here, and yeah, not to be for us today, and I think she batted nicely, but job was pretty much done when she came into bat, I think.
97 for 5, Ackerman has 24. Right-hander on strike. Trent Bridge bathed in sunshine at the moment. Looks a picture. Now then, a chance for Howell. Fires it down to the far end. We'll never know if it would have hit because Pennington got himself between the stumps and the thrower and stopped the ball. 3 times now, 3 consecutive matches. Benny Howell has hit the stumps with direct hits, and each time the bat has been home.
It's still Ollie Stone, by the way, Dave.
All right. 98 for 5. Here is still Ollie Stone. Bowls turned to leg by Rhodes.
Maybe we'll see that rule introduced soon, that you can swap the bowler halfway through the over or something. Maybe in the 100, your favourite format, but not just yet.
99 for 5. People you write for don't know you play in that, or don't know who you play for. They're saying he played for Leeds, aren't they?
Yeah.
Don't they?
Formerly Leeds, now Manchester.
Ackerman 25. Stone bowls him. Stump out the ground. Nice and full. Explosive Yorker from Ollie Stone. Great sight. Stone has his first wicket. And Ackerman has to go for 25. He's another one who's got a start and seemingly in a good position to go on and bat through the innings, but not anymore. He's lost his off stump, his leg stump, I beg your pardon. Bowled for 25 after half an hour at the crease. 21 balls, 2 fours, 99 for 6.
Yeah, disappointing for Durham. They just haven't managed to build any sort of meaningful partnership. As soon as a few of the batsmen have got going, they've departed them, late 20s, early 30s. But that was a really perfect Yorker from Ollie Stone. Leg stump out the ground. Really, really pleasing sight, I'm sure, for the bowler. And he looked happy with it. It was a big celebration, peeling down the pitch, finger wagging in the air, and yeah, a fine delivery. Brings Casey Aldridge into the crease.
Yeah, mentioned it a time or two to Ollie Stone. Admits he gets white line fever. He's the nicest fella you could ever wish to meet. Off the field of play, on it, does like to send them on their way.
Nothing wrong with that though, Dave. I don't think.
Don't tell me you do it as well.
Depends who it is batting.
Somebody smaller than you. 99 for 6. Casey Aldridge is the new man, former Somerset player. Turns his first ball onto the leg side, and there'll be almost complete indifference around Trent Bridge, the fact that Durham reach 3 figures, 100 for 6. They've got 5 overs and 1 ball left to add to it. And even with the best will in the world, they've really got their work cut out to reach 150, and you'd imagine on here that's not going to be anywhere near enough.
Certainly wasn't anywhere near enough this morning.
Stone to Will Rhodes, who's on 9. He'll pull this onto the leg side as he found the gap. He would have done, but Jack Haynes is there, and again a good throw in. Tom Moores can't quite gather it. Got it in the air quick. In fact, it's Benny Howell out there with Haynes getting in the throw in. 102 for 6 after 15. Just 7 from that over. Ollie Stone 2 overs, 1 for 15. Freddie McCann's going to get another over. 2 overs, none for 9. The fact that a wicket's gone down at the other end might have helped with that decision as well. Got a new man on strike, Casey Aldridge, so why not indeed?
Yeah, he's bowled nicely, Freddie McCann. Not seen loads of him with the ball in the last couple of years personally, but he's been really consistent today, and I think Will Rhodes, the left-hander's struggled to get after him really, and I think you're right, Dave, with Ackerman falling at the other end, it gives McCann an opportunity, and that one's full Yorker length and be a single.
Just nicked it through where first slip would be. It went along the ground, but certainly a false shot from Casey Aldridge.
Rhodes 11 not out of 16 deliveries, hasn't managed to get going just yet, but I think he might have to give it a go soon if Durham want to get up to any sort of respectable total. And this one he pulls into the onside, he's hit it well, and he's managed to find the gap really nicely between long on and mid wicket as that races away for 4. Maybe we'll see a change in intent here from Will Rhodes. They're going to have to go here, and I think he's going to have to score the bulk of them, Dave.
Certainly looking to go after Freddie in this over.
McCann's in again, and this time full and driven straight down the ground. They'll get at least a couple, and it might race away for 4. It was a really, really brilliant diving attempt by Ollie Stone. He gets a good hand on it, but he parries it over the rope. It was a fantastic effort. It would have been really difficult to stop, but back-to-back boundaries here for Will Rhodes, and I wonder if not to be questioning the decision to bowl McCann straight through. There won't be if he gets a wicket here, but a couple more boundaries and they might be wishing they bought a change on the Redcliffe Road end.
So this is the 16th over, just obviously 4 to go. But plenty of options left. There's only Howell bowled out. Pennington, Stone and Ali have all had 2 apiece.
McCann in and wide, and Rhodes probably should have left that alone. It might have been a wide, but he plays to extra cover. This time he steps across, and again, much like the last, to extra cover.
Would have been a wide, comfortably, wouldn't it, had Rhodes not walked all the way across outside his off stump to try and wallop it.
2 dots then to respond to the back-to-back boundaries, and that one's very wide from McCann, and this time Rhodes does leave it, and they also managed to sneak a run across as well. Oh, no,
Yeah.
He must have got a bit of bat on it, so he didn't leave it at all. He, in fact, hit it. It's been given as runs, and Rhodes looks slightly dismayed there. Maybe he thinks he didn't hit it either, but in the end, a good over from McCann. He's conceded 19 off the 3, and Durham are 112 for 6 with 4 remaining.
4 remaining. Mo Ali to bowl the first of those 4. Durham Grace, one of only 4 sides in the men's game, 4 of the 18 counties, not to have won the T20 Blast in the 24 years that it's been going. Through the course of this over, Grace will tell you the other 3. Muhammad Ali, 2 overs, 1 for 13. Bit of head shaking going on. A furrowed brow. Ali to bowl to Will Rhodes. Clips his first ball onto the leg side. 3 of the 4 are in the North group.
Oh, that helps. Derby.
Fired in from the leg side. They come back for 2. 114 for 6. Derbyshire Durham. You need 2 more.
Yorkshire.
You've got 3.
Pressure on the last one then. Well, I know Notts have won it.
Yeah, the only other side's not from this country. Muhammad Ali.
I've got no idea. What, Glamorgan?
Yes.
They're in the North group.
No, I said the only other side. You got 3 from the North group. This is paddled away down. Fine, nicely done. Has that gone all the way? It has indeed. Lovely shot from Rhodes. Got a 6 for his troubles there, moving across his stumps. And a timely boost to the tally. No, I said there was 4, 3 of them in the North group, which you got.
I see.
Durham, Derbyshire and Yorkshire, and the other one was Glamorgan.
I think I've done quite well there.
None of the others, yeah, pretty decent clues to be fair. 120 for 6.
Can you not just be happy for me, Dave? Come on.
Rhodes on to 28. Top scorer in the innings is Robinson with 36 so far. Mo Ali bowls a bouncer. That's gone over the head of Rhodes and is called as a wide. Still in the 17th over. 22 balls left in the innings. What can Durham muster here? Got 4 wickets left. Matthew Potts. And then the 2 spinners, Nathan Souter and Callum Parkinson, to come. There's Ali, a long straight approach. Bowls, in fact, takes the pace off that one. Rhodes cuts it out into the offside, out into the deep. To Freddie McCann, 122 for 6. Callum Parkinson, former Leicestershire player, brother of Matt Parkinson, who's now at Kent, was with Lancashire. Callum in his Leicestershire days had a good record against Notts, particularly Alex Hales. He bowled him 3 or 4 times in a row when the sides met in this competition. Nathan Souter, leg spinner, formerly with Middlesex, never nailed down a permanent spot in their side. Ali bowls dug out nicely by Aldridge. Will look to come for 2. Here's the throw from Stone, narrowly misses. And they're back home. Had it been a direct hit, they'd have been in trouble, I think. 124 for 6 after 16.4 overs. It's about 100 balls, I think. Somebody once told me. Is that right?
I think it is, yeah. I think you might be right there, Dave. And yeah, Durham 124 for 6. Just haven't managed to get going, have they?
Ali in again, past umpire Longley, bowls again mistimed up to mid-off this. Oh, there's a slight misfield by Joe Pocklington, perhaps just focusing on other things, perhaps just wondering why he's not got a bowl. 125 for 6, nice and sunny. Those sat in the Fox Road stand, the Larwood and Vose, the Hound Road stand. Lovely conditions, ideal for playing as well. 125 for 6, last ball of the 17th. Here comes Mo Ali, took a wicket with his first ball. He bowled today. This one's cut out into the offside. That ends his 3rd over. 1 for 27 to Ali. 126 for 6 is the Durham score. 14 in fact from that over. That makes it one of the better overs of the innings. 126 for 6, 3 to go.
Yeah, just had a look at the Wasp there on the Trent Bridge live stream and has the score at 156. We scored 153 this morning in the women's game, and it just wasn't easy to defend at all. So I think they'll have to get a few more than that to stand a chance here, Durham. But they have got a good bowling attack, and you never really know in T20 cricket. But they just haven't managed to accelerate in this innings. Just losing wickets at key moments too consistently, and obviously 4 down in the power play. It's always going to be hard to come back for that. Pennington then back for his 3rd over from the Radcliffe Road end, and he's in, and he's gone for a Yorker, I think, but it's just gone too wide. He's hit the length nicely, but just got too wide.
Stuart Broad has a lot to answer for, doesn't he? that was his game, wasn't it? The wide Yorker.
Pennington back cracking long run up outside the 30-yard circle, and this one is cut by Will Rhodes. Look to come back for a second, but they can't. Good bit of fielding out there in the deep. I think that's Benny Howell out there at deep point. It's Ollie Stone and Joe Clark. Have a bit of a chat with Dylan Pennington, captain and fellow opening bowler, giving them a bit of advice, and looks to be a field change. 4 out on the leg side for Casey Aldridge, and a deep cover point fielder out there. Freddie McCann, the lone boundary fielder on the offside. So it's got to be back of a length, and it is. It's a really nice delivery, and Aldridge tries to give himself room to carve through the offside. Anything on that, and it probably would have raced away for 4, but nothing on it, and sails through to Tom Moores.
Didn't want to get in line there, did he? He was backpedaling towards the square leg umpire there. Casey Aldridge. Quick ball from Pennington.
Pennington bounding in and bowls, and this time Aldridge just flicks into the onside. Will just be a single out to Ali at fine leg. So really tidy stuff here so far from Dylan Pennington. He's conceded 3 runs off 4 balls, and Will Rhodes is just going to have to chance his hand here, isn't he, and try and hit at least 6 or 7 more boundaries here in the last 15 balls to really put a competitive score on the total. Pennington in, and nice Yorker, again playing a miss. Really, really good show of death bowling here.
Yeah, delighted for Dylan. For Dylan, he's been terrific today. 2 overs to go, and Mo Ali's got 1 left, and Dylan Pennington will have 1 left, so they could bowl out. Ollie Stone's only had 2 overs, 1 for 15, much better today. Lind only 3 overs. I guess the surprise package was Freddie McCann with 3.
Oh, and that's a low full toss and a diving stop from Tom Moores, and it looks like they might. Oh, it is a no ball. I thought it might have just dipped. It was certainly close, but they have decided to give it a no ball, the 2 umpires, and it will be a free hit from Dylan Pennington. So he's just given a few runs away there after we've been bigging him up, but he's obviously going for the Yorker and just missed a little bit full there, Dylan Pennington.
See, the umpire's name has been changed from Anna Harris to Ant Harris.
Free hit then, Pennington in, and this is hoiked. It's a short boundary out there, but it shouldn't go all the way. It doesn't. Caught in the deep, and the crowd applause, but of course it's not out. It's just a single, but he's got out of that well there, Dylan Pennington. Still been a pretty good over, considering there's only 2 to go after it. It's yet to go for a boundary with 1 ball remaining.
Yeah, I seem to think we've had this before, where whoever has done the detailing has put Anna rather than Ant Harris.
Final ball of the over's pulled away, and it will be a boundary to finish the over. It was a good shot, just dissected the deep square and the deep mid-wicket, but still a decent over in the context of the game. Durham 136 for 6.
10 from it, 2 to go. It is going to be Mo Ali to bowl the 19th over. Just joining us, not getting off to the dreamiest of starts. First ball of the match, Graham Clark, such a dangerous white ball hitter, nicked Pennington behind through to Tom Moores. 0 for 1, came 18 for 2, and Alex Lees, the Durham skipper, hoisted Mo Ali to the safe hands of Joe Clark. False start there for Ali, came tearing in, and then somebody or something wasn't quite ready, whether it was him pulling out or Aldridge pulling out, I'm not sure. David Bedingham made 24, dismissed by George Linder, who then dismissed Ben Rain, bumped up the order to number 5. First ball, 41 for 4, 71 for 5 when Robinson went, 99 for 6 when Ackerman fell. Added 37. Ali bowls, hit over the ring and away for 4. It's a good shot from Casey Aldridge. Big tall man. Moves into double figures, on to 10. Just had the briefest sprinkling of rain during your game, didn't we? About 6 or 7 overs in, maybe, something like that.
Yeah, really short-lived. Only lasted a couple of balls.
Yeah, and then
Really
the ground staff remained by the hover cover for about 10 minutes and then went, and we've not seen them since. It's Ali in again, right into the pads. He's appealing in vain for an LBW decision. They scamper through Durham for a leg bye. 141 for 6. Did say that 150 looked a mile off at 100, didn't we? But this pair have done pretty well.
Yeah, 42 off 23 deliveries.
10 balls left. You'd get 20 from 10 balls, which isn't an extraordinary amount of runs from that number of overs. And you never know. Here's Ali. In again to Rhodes, takes the pace off it, cut into the offside by the former Yorkshire and Warwickshire man. 142 for 6. Certainly haven't been predictable in the field or with their bowling. Linda terrific, he's only going to get 3 overs. Pocklington hasn't bowled a single ball. The poor old analyst who was up half the night looking at his bowling action had a wasted few hours. This is dragged onto the leg side for a single. 143 for 6. Your analyst, of course, Holly Armitage, would have been focusing very much on the batting skills of Durham's Holly Armitage, I guess.
Yeah, she batted well, Holly. Obviously skipping me for 3 years in the 100, so know her quite well. And yeah, it was a mature innings from her and a good opening partnership for them.
Once Villiers and Heath got out, she sort of made it her business to make sure she didn't get out as Ali bowls. This one's up in the air. This will be another wicket for Mo Ali. Comfortable looking catch for George Munsey, and Will Rhodes has to go. Second wicket of the day for Mo Ali. 143 for 7 in the 19th over. Rhodes making 38, top score in the innings, but 38 generally isn't going to get the job done. Comfortable catch for George Munsey at backward point. 7 wickets down. Just 8 balls left, 143. This should be Matthew Potts. Doesn't look like Potts.
I think it is Matthew Potts.
It's a Souter.
He's got a bit of a march on, whoever it is. It's hard to see with the yellow, isn't it?
Yeah.
But it's...
No, it is
33.
Potts. It is Matthew Potts. 35.
Tell by the stride on.
Yeah. A little bit unfortunate, I think, not to play for England a little more than he has done over the last 2 or 3 years. 43 for 7. Always impressed against Notts. I've always been impressed by him. Certainly with ball in hand. What can he do here with the bat? Going to scamper for a second run. Should comfortably get home, and does. And that's the end of the 19th. 145 for 7. Mo Ali's finished. 4 overs, 2 for 35. Again, he's put a decent shift in. Got a wicket with his very first ball. Getting rid of Alex Lees, and then in that last over with his very close to his final ball, getting rid of Will Rhodes. So Aldridge and Potts with 1 over left. It is going to be Ollie Stone, so Pennington, who's just bowled an over, doesn't get the chance to get his 4th. It is going to be Ollie Stone. There is confidence the world of good if he can knock over another 1 or 2 here.
Yeah, just the 2 overs so far from Ollie Stone, but 2 good ones as he's in, and an attempted ramp first ball is hit. I mean, he's attempted run out with the boot, which I always like to see, but he missed. He didn't quite get his shot on target there, Ollie Stone, but a good effort, and that just looks like it might have hit Casey Aldridge on the glove, and I imagine that probably hurt with a quicker delivery from Ollie Stone.
Yeah, his footballing skills there were sort of on a par with an Arsenal penalty taker. Ella Claridge was struck in your game at the non-strikers end.
Yeah,
Seemed
she
to be in
was.
some
She was hit on
discomfort.
the elbow.
Yeah.
I think she was all right in the end, and she got hit on the lid when she was keeping, so had the physio on twice. But right, Matthew Potts to face his second delivery. And that's a really, really good executed Yorker, but it's also a good shot from Matthew Potts, who digs it out, and another good bit of work, a good bit of fielding from George. Is it George Linder there?
It is, yeah.
Dives to his right, because I thought that was going to race away for 4 for a second, Dave.
I know you did. It's a good stop, yeah.
It's a good bit of fielding. And I agree with you, Dave. I think Matty Potts is a really smart bowler, especially his red ball stuff, but also his white ball stuff, I think, has really developed in the last couple of years, and I'd like to see him in an England shirt more often. And this one's down the ground, and that's a big hit from Casey Aldridge, and it goes all the way. No, it doesn't. It just bounces once for 4. But it brings up the Durham 150. Will it be enough? We're not too sure.
That's good effort. They only got into 3 figures in the 15th over. What have we got? 3 balls left, 151.
Can they get up to 160? Would be need 2 boundaries at least from the final few balls, but Casey Aldridge 16 not out off 11 deliveries, and that was a good shot down the ground. A stone in, and that is a smart shot. It's back of a length and almost the reverse ramp over Tom Moore's head for 4. That's a really, really nice shot from Casey Aldridge. He's gone straight down the ground, then he's gone straight behind, a fine looking wagon wheel, and back-to-back boundaries.
Yes. Played it nicely, didn't he? Got a good piece of that.
Yeah, just used the pace of the ball, didn't he? He knew it was going to be pace on, or at least gambled on it being pace on, and just had to get a bit of bat on it, and it just raced away.
These runs could be significant come 10 to 6, quarter to 6. All runs that the Outlaws have got to get, of course.
2 balls left. I think he should go Yorker here. Ollie Stone, as this one's heaved into the air and could be taken. It's gone really high. Linda chasing back, and a good catch in the end. They've caught really well today, the Outlaws, and that's the end of Casey Aldridge, and probably more importantly for the Outlaws, it's a dot ball. Stone has his second, and Durham 155 for 7 with 1 ball remaining. That will be for 8 now, won't it?
Yeah. Yeah, 155 for 8.
Is that Souter or is that Callum Parkinson?
That's Nathan Souter.
Souter to face the final delivery.
So Knox will be pleased with this. Sure, if you'd offered Joe Clark and his side at the toss a victory target of less than 160 or thereabouts, they'd have been absolutely delighted. Nobody reaching 40 in Durham colours. Rhodes 38, Robinson 36, 25 for Ackerman, 24 Beddingham, 20 Aldridge.
One ball remaining then. Souter to face, what can he do? 6 would get Durham past the 160 mark, but I'm not sure that's what he'll be going for. And as he attempts a ramp, and there will scamper a 1. I'm sure it would be a bye, just can't get any bat on that. It is a bye, and good over to finish, and a really, really clinical bowling performance for Knox on 156, which in my opinion is severely under par, and they just couldn't get a partnership going after those 4 wickets in the power play. 1 from Ali, 1 from Pennington, the first ball of the innings, and then those 2 back-to-back wickets from George Linder. A really good performance then from Knox, Dave.
Yeah, they're just busy giving each other a little hand slap and pats on the back, as Grace just pointed out. The catching has been good as well, but after some of the poor cricket we've seen from them over the first 3 games, 3 defeats, they needed a momentum boost. Came right at the start of the innings with the very first ball, bringing a wicket, the wicket of the dangerous Clark. All the seamers getting wickets. The only bowler that was used that didn't get a wicket was Freddie McCann, and 3 overs none for 19 from Freddie. Absolutely terrific. Mo Ali bowled out 4 overs 2 for 35. Benny Howell 4 overs 1 for 32. Linda, 3 overs, 2 for 19. Ollie Stone, 3 overs, 2 for 25. Dylan Pennington have got it all going with that first over. 3 overs, 1 for 24. So good stuff in the field and with the ball for Notts. They've caught well, a couple of good catches from Clark, Mumsey, Linda, McCann, and one behind the stumps for Tom Moores as well. This is a real chance for Notts to open their account in match 4. We've got one or two games going on the outfield. Lots of the Squirrels out there and some of the younger supporters. Really nice feel, really nice vibe around Trent Bridge today, and they'll be hoping that continues with the Outlaws chasing down a victory target of 157 when we come back in about 8 or 9 minutes' time. Ewan O'Leary's back in the BBC Radio Nottingham studios, and I'm sure he'll bring you up to speed with everything else that's happening in the cricket world and in the sporting world. 157 will be the target when we come back, Ewan.
Thanks very much, Dave, and great.
is working alongside him today. The Durham players just being gathered by skipper Alex Lees, just down below us in a little huddle. And here come the two batters, they're not skipper, Joe Clark and George Munsey, the Scottish international, the left-hander. Clark incidentally has 2 blast centuries against Durham, one up at Chesterley Street in the COVID season of 2020. Finished the Notts innings that particular year, hitting the last ball of the innings for 6 to go from 94 not out to 100 not out, and that was his second 100. He also got one in his Worcestershire days at New Road. So this a side that he's hurt in the past. He'll be looking very much to continue in the same vein today. George Munsey, it looks, is going to be on strike. One of 6 left-handers. Just have a recheck on that. There's Munsey, McCann, Moores, Linda, Pocklington. 5 left-handers in this Notts side. Callum Parkinson, slow left arm spin bowler to bowl the first over from the pavilion end. He'll be bowling to Munsey when the music eventually dies down. Chris Ballinger not too far away, just having a natter. His friends come up from the south coast to be with us today. Just having a little natter at the back. She'll be back in a moment. First ball then outside the off stump, just guided with soft hands by Munsey for a single. And the Outlaws up and running. 1 without loss. That victory target 157. They'll be looking to not only get there, but to get there without too many hiccups. Joe Clark down on strike. Over 6,000 runs in this format. Scores of 1, 21 and 9 in this season's competition. Somebody will pay sooner or later. His first ball is eased into the offside and there's no run. Notts in the green. Durham in predominantly yellow shirts with blue sleeves and the blue cricketing trousers, flannels. Next ball from Parkinson turned to mid-wicket. There's no run. Whipped in by Nathan Souter. This could be a tricky time for Notts if they don't make the most of the power play or lose too many wickets. Clark belts this down the ground towards the Hound Road stand in the distance for a single. 2 without loss. He's off the mark. Parkinson running through the crease there, where the ball wasn't just sitting nicely in the hand or between the fingers. Comes in again and bowls, and Munsey hits this. Ooh, took a little bit of a weave and a bobble there away from Casey Aldridge. Had to just readjust to make the stop. There's a reverse LBW appeal. Munsey scampers down to the other end. Did he get some bat on it? Tom Longley doesn't indicate that it's a leg by, so a single taken. 3 without loss then, the Outlaws. Decent start with the ball from Callum Parkinson, but no real dramas for the Outlaws. They're 3 without loss. Grace back along the side. Pleasant conditions outside right now for everybody that's come along to watch.
Yeah, it's really nice, but the pollen is lethal. Did you get hay fever, Dave?
Used to when I was your age, a million years ago.
Been really, really suffering, and then went outside then and instantly it hit me. But
a lot of cricketers do, obviously.
Yeah, it's awful.
Spend a lot of time, obviously, out in grassy conditions, playing on cricket pitches that the ground staff have just cut, no doubt. There's Casey Aldridge. There's Grace.
And Matthew Potts then to bowl for the first time today, and that's driven nicely by Munsey, but straight to bid off, no run. Yeah, I think with the weather getting, it's been a heat wave and then it's got cooler. I think that's why the pollen's been mad for the last 48 hours or so.
Sorry, I saw Aldridge come to this end. Yeah, it is Matthew Potts, who for First couple of years as an England player was known by one and all as Matty, till he told them, I don't like Matty, I'm Matthew.
It's Potts in again and width and punished. Driven really nicely by Munsey. The left-hander just leaning right into that one and crunching it through the offside. Fielders had no chance. Really good shot, but a bit of width there from Matthew Potts. First boundary of the Outlaws innings.
What are you looking for then in the power play, Coach Ballinger? Do you go about this as if you're batting first, if it's there to hit it and set yourself a specific target, or are you thinking, well, we only need 150 odd, let's just make sure we don't lose our wickets?
Potts in and rectifies length, but this time it's pulled through the onside and beats a diving mid-wicket and again races away for 4. Yeah, I think you've just got to go about it as if you're batting first. You punish the bad balls, but that being said, you don't particularly have to go searching, do you? Because you're chasing, what is it, 7 and over? 8 and over?
Well, not quite, 157. Yeah, but I think George Munsey gave us the answer before you did, actually, the way he's just played those last 2 shots.
I think he's only going to play one way, isn't he? Munsey on this one full, and again driven and almost Yorker length from Matthew Potts and a dot ball. I think the main thing with T20 cricket is that people don't change their own style of play too much, Dave. I mean, obviously, if you naturally don't score at a quick rate, yes, you've got to up it in T20 cricket, but 20 overs is still quite a long time. And if you're naturally aggressive, you can be naturally aggressive, but that doesn't mean you have to go searching for things. As Potts is in and short and pulled, and I thought he might be in trouble there, but there's no one out, and it should again race away for 4, and it does. He's just got it wrong here, Potts. He's gone back for length, but with no protection out there in front square on the leg side. I think if he's going to bowl there, whether he meant to bowl there or not, I'm not sure, but if he's going to bowl there, Dave, he needs 2 out on the leg side.
Yeah, the Notts bowlers will be pleased here because they've had a bit of tap like this in the previous games. Nice to see the Notts openers just dishing it back to somebody else.
Yeah, final ball then. He does make that field change, Matthew Potts. Offside up, square and deep mid-wicket out towards the Acrisure stand, and I wouldn't be surprised if George Munsey tries to take this over the offside here and keep on going, and he goes dead straight and it hits the stumps. And remarkably, I think it will still race away for 4. He's hit the ball that hard, and yes, it does. That's a really, really remarkable effort. The bail's gone outside the 30-yard circle. It's pretty close to me and Dave here in the comms box, and God, that must have been hit with some power, and I think Matthew Potts is happy that he didn't get a hand or a finger or something on it, because it's raced away for 4 and 16 off the over then, all from the bat of George Munsey.
I can't remember seeing a bail fly as far as that for a long time. That was extraordinary stuff, wasn't it? It clattered the stumps at the non-strikers end, and that usually takes all the pace out of the ball, and the poor old batter is left a little miffed, but the ball and the bail just continued on their journey together all the way down here. The ball just reaching the boundary, the bail not quite. 4 boundaries in that over, and Notts 19 without loss after just 2 overs. It's the first of 3 home games, of course, 3 double headers. Warwickshire on Friday, women first, and then the men, and then have you got a double header again on Sunday, the Derbyshire match?
We're playing on Sunday. We're playing, it won't be Derbyshire.
Oh yes, you're elsewhere, aren't you?
No, we're at home, but we've got Thunder, Lancashire Thunder, that is.
19 without loss. It's going to be Casey Aldridge now, tall. In fact, they've had to replace a bail here. That's the hold-up. Just been and got a replacement bail. 19 without loss. I remember Vernon Philander in his 1 year with Notts. It's about 2015, something like that, on debut. He broke a bail at Lords, snapped it in half with a really quick delivery. There's Casey Aldridge then bowling to Joe Clark. Just the single for Clark before that ball, and now he's added to it with 6 runs over deep mid-wicket. This is very impressive stuff from Notts today. This is more like it.
Absolutely is, and they've just not quite hit the lengths here, have they? Just looks, he got a bit full there, Casey Aldridge, yep, right in the slot, and Joe Clark isn't going to miss out there. Looks like Matty Potts just got a bit short, and Aldridge has gone too full there, but there's not a lot of margin for error on a pitch like this. as we found out this morning.
Now what's happened? The ball has come back from being deposited in the stand, and they're going to need the James Bond-like spy's briefcase to be brought out with the replacement balls in. That's gone clattering into the fence, into the concrete, and won't be used again today. So here comes the case full of replacements. It's always a little mystifying, isn't it, how many there's in there and what condition they may be in. 25 without loss. We're at the start of the third over here. Notts have been set to score 157, and they don't look as if they're prepared to hang around for too long in order to get it.
No, got off to a really, really tidy start, both batsmen. George Munsey taking 4 boundaries off Matthew Potter's opening delivery, and then Casey Aldridge's first ball there just deposited over mid-on, but they've got a new ball and Aldridge in again, and this time straight back over, and it will race away for 4, and I think the umpire will be happy he got out of the way of that one, because again that was hit with some power, and both the bowler and the umpire can't have known too much about it, but 10 runs off the first 2 balls of Aldridge's over.
Seen a replay of that, poor old Tom Lungley, the umpire, having to duck and dive there.
It's frightening actually when the ball is hit with that much power. Obviously you think back to what happened, was it here or Edgbaston with Fletch?
It's Edgbaston, yeah, Sam Hain the batter.
Yeah, you forget the danger of it with the batsman hitting it with this power, and this time Joe Clark steps across and LBW shout and given. That's disappointing for the Outlaws. They've got off to a flyer, but Joe Clark just looks to step across and manufacture something that maybe wasn't there. And Aldridge has his first, and you question, Dave, whether that was necessary. We spoke about how they were going to go about it, and they've been going nicely, but did he need to manufacture something? Because he's lost his wicket after 2 fine shots, and that's the first wicket. Not to 29 for 1.
It'll be interesting to see that one again, Grace, actually. He was very much on the move, wasn't he, getting across his stumps, but also, as is Joe Clark's wont, he was getting a long way forward. But it was a very confident appeal from Casey Aldridge, and umpire Tom Lungley, one of the best around, had a good look at that. Yeah, would have clattered into middle. I'm afraid Joe has to go. Only faced 6 balls, 4 and a 6 in his 11. Out LBW to Casey Aldridge in the third over. And as we suspected, the only way really that Notts are going to make this hard for themselves is if they make it hard for themselves, and that's stating the obvious, but in terms of a run chase and the amount of runs required at this level, it's not the most punishing of challenges ahead of them. Just don't want to get into a mess gifting wickets. Here comes Jack Haynes, 65 T20 matches, approaching 1,500 runs at a good strike rate, best of 89 not out, which got Notts over the line to beat Warwickshire here last year, the Bears. Here comes Aldridge in to Haynes, his away first ball, just dropping it on the leg side. He's quick as a greyhound is Jack Haynes, and he'll comfortably come back for 2. 31 for 1.
I actually think he's a pretty good batter for this sort of chase, Jack Haynes.
Yeah.
He's technically very good.
Aldridge bowls to Haynes, helps this up to mid-off, and there's no run. Strange old over this, 6-4, wicket 2-0. You know, the scorers love an over where there's 6 different things happen in it, and we've had 5 different things here, so we're looking for a 1 or a 3 or a 5. You don't get too many 5s.
No, I think 1 is probably the most likely option there.
And he's going to get a 1, so our umpires for this one, Roger Marshall and Peter Connolly, they'll be smiling to themselves. They like that, you know. That's in the Ladybird book of cricket umpiring and scoring. There's one of those in there. Have you ever scored an over where there was 6 different things happen from the 6 different balls, and they've got one there. 32 for 1 after 3 overs. I digress. I don't know if they still have those Ladybird books that they had when I was a youngster. Ladybird book of collecting and things.
What, like a sticker book?
No, we've talked about sticker books in the past. No, you weren't up here when we were talking about sticker books. No. Here's Ben Rain into the attack. His day so far has consisted of walked out to the middle to face one ball, hit it straight into the hands of Freddie McCann and walked off. Here's Ben Rain, here's Grace.
It's Ben Rain in. Keeper up then. And that's down leg side and wide, and it looks like it might have hurt Ollie Robinson in the finger there, but also they've managed to scamper a run. He looks to be in pain here.
No, it was down at Southampton, the recent county championship match, where somehow the conversation ended up with, I know other sticker books are available, the Panini World Cup stickers, and the 2 young men I was actually working with had no idea what I was on about, or how you went about getting a collection, or how you managed to...
Like match tax, isn't it?
Well, I don't know what that is, but how you managed to... There's Rain.
Rain's in and played through the leg side behind square. Should just be 1.
Used to do swapsies in the school playground. I don't know what that is you're showing me. 35 for 1. I've no idea what that is. It's certainly not a sticker book. Did you never collect stickers when you were?
Yeah, well, I used to do the football cards.
Okay.
And I used to like a sticker book actually. As Rain's in and good line and length, and Haynes forward defends. Yeah, I used to have loads of sticker books when I was a kid. I used to love them. All different ones, and then match attacks is like, the football cards you can collect of all the different Premier League teams.
Yeah.
That's match attacks. That was more my generation. Back when Blues were in the Premier League, Dave.
Crikey, that's a long time ago, Grace.
It is. It certainly does feel a long time ago. It's Rain in, and that's a really, really glorious drive by Jack Haynes, and it beats the hand of a diving Matthew Potts and races away for 4. That's a proper nice cricket shot. Just leant on it, timed it really nicely, and that's exactly the sort of thing we've become used to seeing from him, Dave.
Fabulous shot from Jack Haynes. Yeah, she's a Birmingham City fan, in case anybody was wondering which lot of Blues, because there's a few around. Great shot from Haynes. Been in reasonable nick in this competition. 45 against Derbyshire the other night.
There's Rains in again, and this one back for length and picked up off the hip nicely by Jack Haynes, but this time it really has plugged in the ground, so the fielder should get round. They might get back for 3. They will get back for 3. Good running there between the Outlaws pair, and a good couple deliveries from Jack Haynes, who races on to 10 from just 6 deliveries.
Seems like this innings has been going for a lot longer than 3.4 overs, doesn't it? There's been all sorts of little minor incidents. The one wicket, of course, Joe Clark going down, but we've had a healthy number of 4s and 6s already.
Rain comes round the wicket to the left-handed Munsey, and he drives this really nicely, and a tidy bit of fielding there means it would just be a single. I think we're right. I think he'll only play one way here, George Munsey, and I think he can afford to do that as long as there's players like Jack Haynes batting around him.
Freddie McCann listed at 4, then Tom Moores, George Linder, Benny Howell, Joe Pocklington. They bat deep.
Raining again and full, almost Yorker length. Haynes digs it out, and end of the over, 11 from it. Outlaws are 43 for 1 with 2 overs of the power play remaining. Yeah,
same stage of their innings. Durham were 26 for 2. So that's already a commanding advantage. It's going to be Callum Parkinson back into the attack. He bowled the first over of the innings and he went for 3. Playing happy birthday on the tannoy. Is Georgia still here?
I doubt it. I'm not sure. She won't have told him it's her birthday. If so, she's been trying to keep it quiet.
Parkinson bowls to Munsey. Helps this back to the bowler. 43 for... Well, it's been on the tannoy. It's announced on the tannoy.
I know. I don't think she asked for that either.
Munsey's on 20. Swept away for 4 runs. Doesn't even bother leaving his crease. before the ball had crossed the rope for 4 there. Got one down the leg side. Might actually have met it on the 4 there, Munsey. He's down already preparing to play the sweep. Yeah, always got that on the full. Always seems to me to be criminal for a bowler not to hit the deck. This is helped away behind square and they get a single. Bowled any full tosses today?
Yeah, I did. Bowled a wide full toss. It was one of the worst deliveries you've ever seen. And I was just about to say, Dave, I don't think people mean to not hit the pitch when they bowl.
Oh, Munsey's got hold of this. Now then, over deep mid-wicket, into the fridge, as they call it, the Bridgeford Road side of the ground for 6. He's given that a healthy wallop.
Although, you'd be surprised, Dave, sometimes the low full toss is effective. Especially, I mean, I'm not meaning to bowl it on purpose, but especially if it's slow.
Yeah.
I've got a new slower ball this year. I don't know if you've noticed.
No, I haven't. Next ball, turned away behind square. There'll be a single. Has it brought you any success?
It's actually brought me a lot of success.
Has it?
Yeah, it's really slow. Yeah,
As opposed to?
Off cutter is not as slow. This one's super slow.
54 for 1. Haynes has 10. He's back on strike. This pair have put 25 on from 14, and there's more here as Haynes slog sweeps this away. And he's caught. He's been caught. I'm peering round a monitor here, and as it left the bat, I thought that was going to race away for 4, but he's picked out his man. That short fine, and that's a really disappointing end to the innings. And he's just having a quiet little curse to himself there, Jack Haynes. Falls to Parkinson. 54 for 2. It's the other Clark with the catch, Graham Clark, and he's gone for 10. As you can see, I'm peering around a monitor as he hit it. I'm just waiting for the ball to come out the other side of the monitor and race away for 4. And I think so did Jack Haynes. 54 for 2.
Yeah, disappointing dismissal there for Jack Haynes. You can see he's gutted with himself. He could have hit that anywhere. It was going down leg side. I think he tried to hit it over 45 and just couldn't quite get over. It was a decent catch from Graham Clark in the end, just at head height, but it's a soft dismissal, Dave, unfortunately, and you could see the disappointment on Jack Haynes' face. But opportunity then for Freddie McCann, bowled nicely in the first innings, and time to bat here with fellow left-hander Scottish international George Munsey.
Yeah, he didn't play against Yorkshire. That was too soon after his thumb injury. Got 13 at Old Trafford and just 1 at Derby on Friday night.
It's Matthew Potts returns, and has he got an edge on that? No, he hasn't. It was a wild swipe outside off. She played and missed. And Dave, we've spoke previously, we said that George Munsey's only going to bat one way, but I just wonder here, with them 2 down in the power play, if he just needs to take control of the innings a bit more and at least see them through the power play. But what do you think?
I think there's a stat that says if you lose 3 wickets in the power play, you lose more games than you win. Well, what if both sides, like here, lose three wickets in the power play?
It's Potts in offside, all up, and it has an outside edge, and it will race away for 4. Just hasn't quite got hold of that where he wanted it there, Munsey. But I'm a bit confused with what Potts is doing here. He's bowling a decent line, but he's got the entire offside up. He's got 2 out on the leg side, and if he's going to have 2 out on the leg side, I'm not sure he can bowl 5th, 6th stump line to Munsey.
No, if it was white ball clothing, he'd have had his man there because he'd have had a couple of slips in. It was very much catchable height at the second slip. Of course, you're not going to do that in this format. You've got your fielders on the 30-yard discs, apart from those that are allowed outside the circle. 58 for 2. So Notts require 99 more from 88 balls.
In come Potts again. Field hasn't changed, and again width outside off and crunch through the covers for 4. Really, really nicely timed shot by George Munsey, but just again, I'm not sure what's going on with Matthew Potts here. He's a really, really skillful bowler. I'm not, just a bit confused, Dave. If he's gonna have this field, he needs to bowl on the stumps and into the pitch, really. But instead, he's bowling full outside off.
Is today, up to this point, a case of a poorish performance from Durham, or is the sign that Notts with lots of changes, lots of new players in, are finally starting to gel a little bit.
This pots in this time round the wicket and an off-pace delivery. Munsey plays into the offside and gets a quick single. It's a better line from Potts, took the pace off and attacked stumps from the round the wicket angle. I don't know what I'm doing there. I'm knocking my microphone everywhere.
There was a question in there in the midst of all that. Do you think after these 3 games are they starting to gel a little bit, or is it the fact they're up against a side that got hammered the other day and have made 1 or 2 poor decisions today?
I think they're bowled nicely. I think regardless of how Durham have been doing, they've got a batting attack that can easily fire on the day, a serious amount of talent, and they bowled well on a difficult pitch as Potts is in again, and Freddie McCann's first ball, it's a wild swipe outside off and a play and a miss. Yeah, they bowled really well. Obviously Dylan Pennington set the tone. I think he bowled really nicely along with Ollie Stone, and I think when I saw the team today, Dave, I was surprised there wasn't a change, particularly in the bowling attack. And I guess on one hand you say your head coach has backed who he thinks his best bowlers, he's given them another chance, and it's come good today, hasn't it? Whereas I think a lot of people will have been saying you need to give someone else a go, potentially a younger lad. As Potts is in again, and this one cut by Freddie McCann to short third. A dot ball to finish the over. Outlaws 63 for 2 at the end of the power play.
Yeah, very good power play for Notts. A lot of people I've sort of spoke to and trying to pick my brains and what have you, but a lot of people speculating that Farhan Ahmed must come into the side and be used, and potentially pace off is the way to go. This, of course, again is the second match in a double header, so it's a wicket that's well worn even before this match started. 40 overs played on it today. I know it's been used earlier this season or not, but you'd imagine pace off would under normal circumstances have been the way, but I thought it was just a terrific performance actually from Notts, and to be fair today the quicker bowlers were much better. Is Nathan Souter, former Middlesex man, out the back of the hand, wrist spinner. First ball dropped on the leg side by Munsey, the Scottish international, for his 41st run, 64 for 2.
Yeah, it's not a fresh pitch. It's the same pitch that the Yorkshire doubleheaders were on actually, but obviously it's had a bit of time since then, and yeah, it was good. There wasn't much spin in the women's game. I don't think there's been much in the men's game either.
No.
A little bit of swing early doors.
So Freddie McCann still looking for his first run, goes on the reverse and combination of bat and pad, gets it away for a single. Parkinson doing the fielding. 65 for 2. Notts require 92 from 82 to get their first win of this year's competition. Again on the reverse, this time it's Munsey. I think that brushed the pad. We'll get an indication from umpire Longley one way or another. No, there must have been some bat involved as well. You were talking about some high risk shots, and I think both the last 2 would fit into that category. Desperately trying not to let Souter settle. 3 balls, 3 singles. It's just short of a length, and it can be dropped on the leg side. With the field set deep, there's a run there all day, every day. 67 for 2.
That rate down below 7s after a good power play from Notts, despite the loss. Both Joe Clark and Jack Haynes, I think they'll be happy with how they've gone, and especially the way Munsey's gone about it.
There's an LBW shout. Umpire Longley having nothing to do with that. The ball fizzed in by Ben Rain.
I'm not sure about all these reverses, Dave.
No.
Because Munsey especially, he's looked so strong straight, hasn't he? That's 2 plays and miss, or maybe got an edge on one of them. I guess. Well, they've even got the deep point out there, so they've got the fielder out there for it.
67 for 2. Final ball of Nathan Souter's first over. It's gone for 4 runs. He's bowling to the left-handed Freddie McCann. He can just play it out to deep mid-wicket for a single. 68 for 2. And we're through 7 overs of the innings. Remember, before today, Notts. You might get a bit of noise here because they're going to try and generate a Mexican wave. Before today, the only 2 sides in the men's competition that hadn't won a game, Notts Outlaws in the North Group and Warwickshire Bears, who of course are in the Central Group these days. And historically 2 sides that done pretty well in this competition. Warwickshire, in fact, doing well today. 208 for 7 they made at home to Northants, but Northants are 124 for 1 in the 13th.
Ackerman then to bowl his first. He's into George Munsey in a low full toss to begin the over, but he gets away with it. Just a single out to deep square.
Ackerman, the first bowler in the history of T20 cricket to take 7 wickets in an innings. A number of years ago, during his days as a Leicestershire player. That was against Warwickshire as well, I believe.
So Ackerman in and down the leg side, and McCann drops into the onside, happy to take a single. So a watchful start to the over from the 2 left-handed Outlaws. 2 singles from the opening 2 balls.
Didn't see the start of the Mexican wave. Don't think it got very far.
I think we might be in it right now, Dave, I reckon, as this is
Do you think?
Yorker length and dug out for a single. I don't see where else it is. It must have diminished very quickly. It started over there somewhere.
It's a bit of a distraction for the players, isn't it?
Ackerman is in, and this is a reverse sweep and connected. And a diving stop at short third means it's just a single. So I haven't seen too much joy from this reverse sweep option just yet. Some partnerships slowly building. 18 off 16 deliveries between the pair. A tidy start for Ackerman, conceding 4 runs off his first 4 balls, and another full toss. That one was pretty high actually, and Munsey pulls it. Will just be a single in the end. I had a look to the umpires there. I thought it might have been a no ball, but they've deemed it okay. Didn't seem much different to Dylan Pennington's that was given a no ball, but must have been slightly lower. Final ball of Ackerman's over. That one's pulled into the onside. It will land safely and it should race away for 4. It does. Freddie McCann with his first boundary. He's dissected the gap between mid-wicket and long on really nicely there. 4 to finish the over. Notts are 77.
I think that's what it is. We've got replays up on the big screen, so they take the score down when they're showing the replays. Yeah, 77 for 2 after 8. Same stage. Durham had 51 runs on the board in their innings, so Notts powering on. Comparable Duckworth-Lewis scores, which would only come into effect, of course, if the game was halted. Certainly has Notts well ahead, 20 runs ahead of where they should be at the same stage. It's going to be Nathan Souter. And again, his first over went for 5. Munsey 4 away from a maiden 50 for the Outlaws. They're looking to get there in 1 hit. No, he won't. Just drops this for a comfortable single on the leg side. Nathan Souter, the bowler, fields it by the square leg umpire.
Tell you what, I hate having to do that. Sometimes you have to when you've got to field spread, but then you're out of breath for your next delivery, or I am anyway. Souter will be alright, he's only got a short run up.
Yes.
And you're off the long run, Dave. It's tough going, or worse still when you're at third man having to chase after the ball between your overs.
I'll cut your run down. 78 for 2. McCann has 8. Another LBW shout, which didn't appear to have much going for it. Is a leg bite. 79 for 2. Huge aeroplane just gone over the top of the Batman board and will descend now into East Midlands Airport. Gracefully coming out of the clouds. There's another LBW shout, this time against Munsey. Switch hit, gets the single.
I got to put this switch hit away, Dave.
Or keep practicing till they get it right. That's probably what the coaches would say.
It's making me nervous.
79 for 2. Tom Moore's doing next. Certainly lit the latter stages of the match on Friday night up with his explosive 75. And Freddie McCann has scooped this one high down towards the long leg. Should be stopped just inside the rope, and is. And he comes back for 2. First result of today in the men's competition. Hampshire have defeated Middlesex by 8 wickets. Middlesex beating Sussex yesterday, but back to the form guide today, losing to Hampshire. Floodlights are coming on here at Trent Bridge as another reverse, this time by Freddie McCann, is nailed but straight to the fielder on the offside, who suddenly found himself on the leg side as McCann became a right-hander. Must be expecting dark clouds to be prolonged as the floodlights are on. 82 for 2. That's short, and McCann will leather this away onto the leg side. That's a good bit of fielding though. Out there in the deep. And they once more come back for 2.
Sometimes hard to tell from here, but I'm not sure the body wasn't on the rope there, Dave. I wonder if we'll get a replay, but a really athletic bit of work nonetheless. I think it was Matthew Potts out there.
Yeah, it's not a televised match, so it won't be reviewed or revised. Yeah, I think he probably stopped it and then did his roll towards the line. Not so well ahead, 24 runs ahead in fact of where Durham were at the same stage. Those early wickets that went down really plunged the side from the northeast in trouble. They were 41 for 4 when Ben Rain was dismissed. Here he is with the ball.
In again, 11 off his first over, and this one is straight over the head and a 2-bounce 4. Dead straight, and that will be 50 for George Munsey, his first for the Outlaws. He's 52 not out off just 30 deliveries. A really, really fine, explosive innings here from the Scotland international.
Yeah, 8 4s and a 6. Been very attractive watch. 1 or 2 of those reverses, as Grace said, hasn't quite worked out as planned.
It's raining again and again, driven down the ground. Mid-off gets round for a single. Yeah, he's an exciting batter to watch, isn't he? George Munsey just looks so good, straight. He hits the ball so powerfully. I mean, the fact that he smashed the stumps down at the other end and it still raced away for 4, it's just it's remarkable. And the bail nearly hit Dave in the eye up here on the 3rd floor as Ben Rain's in again, and full and straight, and McCann plays, and looks like they'll scamper for a 2.
Yes, there's a few keepers in the past that have copped a nasty facial injury from a bail popping up or the ball clipping the bail. Craig Keyswetter, who kept for Somerset in England, he had to retire from the game after getting a ball in the eye. Mark Boucher, the South African, as well.
Rain in again, and McCann tries to play around his pad and plays and misses, and Ollie Robinson is keen for a stump in there. His hands were quick and he thinks that McCann lifted his foot up, but umpire remains unchanged. It must have flicked the pad because it wasn't given a wide.
I'll tell you what, that must have been a really good bit of work from Robinson to gather it down the leg side, whip a bail off, have the presence of mind then to believe that McCann was out of his crease and appeal. Not too happy, I don't think, Ollie Robinson. Felt that should have been given.
Rain in, and this one sliced away. A good diving stop there from, I think it's Callum Parkinson at short 3rd. They can be difficult, those ones that spin on you, but Knott's managed to scamper through for a single. It was Callum Parkinson there doing the work.
Just 1 ball left in the 10th over. Been a really good first half to the innings. This Notts need 65 from 61.
It's raining again and full and driven into the offside. Munsey happy to take 1 there. Good over for Notts. Fruitful, 9 from it. Outlaws are 93 for 2 at the halfway point in the innings.
Yeah, really good stuff from Notts today. Congratulations to George Munsey on his first half-century, for the Outlaws. Scores of 28, 37, 18 from his first 3 appearances today. Still going, 50 not out. Alan Parkinson, the former Leicestershire spinner, back into the attack. Durham winning their first 2 matches in the group before a wobble on Friday. Not been a particularly good weekend for them so far. This one's just sliding away from them, with Notts only requiring 64 now at about a run a ball. There's Parkinson to Munsey. He'll drop this on the leg side for a couple of runs, in fact. Called Freddie McCann through. That's a nice bit of fielding, but good running by Munsey. Gets back.
Yeah, really good bit of running there. Thought that was going to be close, but he was quick between the wickets. Gets himself back onto strike.
Difficult to know what to do for the best here. Similar scenario really to your game. Once it got down to a run a ball required, do you take the gamble and bring an extra one up inside the ring? Still got to be very mindful of the fact you've got to stop boundaries, but when only a run a ball is required, it's a little easy, isn't it, just to drop it and keep rotating the strike, keep the board moving. There's Parkinson in again, drilled down the ground by Munsey. He's hit that one hard. Freddie McCann will turn certainly and have a look, and then decides against it. 96 for 2. McCann has 15 from 14. Munsey 57 from 34. Parkinson bowls again, whipped away towards mid-wicket by McCann for another single. What are you thinking, Captain? Can you bring another fielder inside? Is it just too much of a risk?
I think it's just too easy on this pitch. I think you've got to...
Parkinson bowls, and this is cut behind square. They'll take another single.
I think you've got to try and build pressure with good bowling, hit those good areas, good line and length, and just hope one of them holds out. I think Munsey's not going to stop here, and you just want one to go to hand.
There's a reverse. McCann on strike again, trying the switch hit. Missed it. LBW shout. I think it was outside the line. But it is just too easy just to keep taking the ones, isn't it? 2, 4, 6 have come from 5 balls in this over. I don't think that can be right, actually, because they didn't get a single from the last ball, did they? But they do get a single from the last. That is the end of the over. We'll just sort that out. I think it's 100 for 2, and if that's the case, they got 7 from the over.
I think what they maybe could do is, I think they've got to keep 5 out, especially with Munsey firing, but they could potentially try and get a mid-wicket in and take that from either short third or 45 and ask the Notts batters to take the risk and try and ramp or play behind and just try and stop that easy single in the leg side. That would probably be the option I would take, as opposed to, well, for spinners as opposed to bringing one in off the boundary.
Going to be Potts again. 2 overs for 25 for the England man.
They'll look for Potts to be the wicket taker here. They need Munsey out if they want to stand any chance of defending this total, and Potts has got a good Yorker in him. I think that will be the way to go against George Munsey, but for now it's Freddie McCann to face Matthew Potts, and down the leg side and wide given.
Yeah, that is the 100. The board showed 100 at the end of the last over, and then they did have a re-tot up and took one off, making it 99. I thought it had gone up as a single from the 5th ball, but there wasn't a run. They've got there in the end, 100 for 2. The start of the 12th over.
Potts in and driven by McCann, straight to extra cover. Dot ball.
I think he's still growing, Freddie. I had a natter to him this morning, and he towers over me now. I'm sure he didn't used to.
Yeah, he's what, 20, 21 now.
Yeah.
I think Durham are going to have to try and bowl as many balls they can at this end and keep Munsey off strike, because this is a wild swipe and it goes over the head of short third and races away. It will probably race away for 4, and it does. Not at all where Freddie McCann intended to hit it, but he'll take the boundary nonetheless, and unconvincing, but 4 runs onto the score.
When the team's having a poor day, they go straight to hand, don't they? When they're on top of things and you get in the run of the ball, things like that happen. There's an edge that looped up over short third and away for 4. It's a 50 partnership up, just 30 balls.
Yeah, excellent partnership, and
38 balls it is. It's an 8 rather.
Not Matthew Potts' day here so far. Both edges, 2 edges have raced away to the boundary, but that one was cut away, beautifully timed, and easily could have raced away for 4, but straight to the fielder at point. So maybe you got a bit of luck back there, Matty Potts. That one probably deserved more so to go to the ropes.
I suspect everybody out there in yellow and blue knows this is a really uphill task. Unlikely that Durham can restrict Notts.
As McCann goes for a ramp there. I mean, they have got a fine leg out, so we'd have to get it really, really straight over the keeper's head almost to get a boundary from it, but playing a miss. And
yeah, I had to finish that sentence, I would have said, unless sort of contribute to their own downfall. And Freddie McCann went right across his stumps there, didn't he? Exposed them all. Could so easily have been bowled. Don't want to give them a way back in, do you?
Potts in again, round the wicket to the left-hander. This one goes over the top and over mid-off, who's up, and that will go for 4. A really, really nice shot from Freddie McCann, who has just got himself in here and has looked to accelerate slightly. Is now scoring an over a runner ball, and that was a really nicely timed shot, Dave.
It was. It's nice to see Freddie playing his shots, playing cricket with a smile on his face. Very good player.
Potts bowls, and this is a really good Yorker. 5th stump line, just needed to get that slightly straighter, but a good delivery to close out the over. Outlaws 108 for 2.
Yeah, 9 from that one. Notts require 49 from 8 overs.
What's your hottest play of the day, Dave? Does anything spring to mind? That's a new thing they're doing at Trent Bridge this year. The fans can vote for their hottest player of the day in both games.
Tammy's catch.
Yeah, it's got to be up there for ours, hasn't it?
Yeah, Tammy Beaumont earlier in the women's match taking a spectacular catch right on the boundary in front of the Fox Road stand there, diving to her left. And she was, well, it was like the old Harrier jump jet. It was a vertical takeoff. This is a mighty blow from Munsey. It's very, very high indeed, and he might be in trouble. No, he's got away with it. The fielder's got across there and diving full length, got 2 hands to it, couldn't hang on. It was a very difficult one. It was always swirling away from the fielder. Munsey coming back for 2.
Yeah, not an easy catch there. I think that might be Souter at mid-off, and he was running back, and it just kept going away from him, and wasn't easy, but those are the sort of catches that Notts did take in the first innings.
110 for 2. Aldridge into his 2nd over bowls now, and this is just dropped on the leg side. There's a chance to run 2 here, but they're not going to. So how does that work? If that's on the collective public vote, I suspect 70% of this crowd weren't in the ground to see Tammy Beaumont's catch.
I don't know how it works. I think there might be one for the men's and one for the women's separate. Can't confirm, to be honest.
Which was a shame, as we said earlier. If you bought a ticket for the games, as McCann gets this one away on the offside, and that'll run away for 4. Fielder out there's Colin Ackerman, able to chase it down. Yeah, if you're buying a ticket for next Friday or indeed next Sunday, both the Blaze and Notts Outlaws at home next weekend in double headers. Remember, your ticket gets you in for both. 115 for 2. This is clipped down the ground for a single by McCann, who moves to 30 from 25 balls. It's also noticeable earlier that the queues aren't as long in the first part of the day. Comes Casey Aldridge, bowls. Munsey, now having passed his 50, looking to really go on and post a decent score here. Those two pull to mid-wicket take him to 63. How many required? 39 are required. Don't think he's going to be able to get 100 even if he was there at the end when the winning runs are scored. Don't think Freddie McCann's going to let him score all the remaining runs. 118 for 2. Bouncer, and he's ramped this one over the keeper Robinson, and that will run down here below us, and it's been stopped right on the rope. Let's have a little look at the screen there. Good work by Ben Rain. It's got Callum Parkinson down here with him in support. It's 2 more to the total. Nice looking shot from Munsey. So close to the rope. Good work, Ben Rain.
Yeah, really tied a bit of fielding, and looks like he'll be back onto bowl following that.
120 for 2 after 13, so Notts Outlaws require 37 from 7 overs to defeat Durham. Will be 6th straight win here. Matches between the two sides.
Do they have bonus points in the men's game,
No.
Dave? No. It's strange that they only have it in the women's side, as Rain's in and Yorker executed nicely, but McCann digs out and takes a single.
Gloucestershire have defeated Yorkshire, giving them a bit of a walloping. Yorkshire's first defeat after 3 wins out of 3 against North Group opponents. Today they've lost to Gloucestershire at Headingley. Gloucestershire making 217 for 6. Yorkshire 161 all out. 97 for Adam Lythe out of that 161.
As Rain's in, and that's a really good Yorker again, just outside the stumps. As Munsey plays and misses. He's 65 not out, as this partnership has built to 67 now. I feel that's what Durham have struggled to do in the first innings, build any sort of meaningful partnership, and equally for the Notts batsmen in previous innings is probably where they've not quite managed to get going. They've not managed to build big partnerships, but these two have batted really nicely here together. 2 left-handers, and Munsey attempts to just tickle that one and plays and misses.
Match at Edgbaston this afternoon being dominated by Australians. Bo Webster scored 97 for Warwickshire, who got 208 for 7. Northamptonshire very much in sight of victory. They're 186 for 3 in the 18th, with Chris Lynn, another Aussie, 108 not out. Northants need 23 from 16 balls. Good game on there.
Rain in again, and slower ball outside off, and Munsey happy to take a single. Really nice over here from Ben Rain. He's executed his Yorkers and a good off-pace delivery here, but Notts happy just to knock it around, and there's no pressure on him, is there? There's 35 runs to win off 38, so they can afford to let them bowl good balls.
You enjoy playing back at Edgbaston on Wednesday, back on home
I love playing
turf.
at Edgbaston. I like bowling there as well, actually. Normally do all right there as Rain's in, and this one is onto the leg side, and McCann pulls out to a single to deep square, who does a tidy bit of fielding out there. Yeah, I love playing at Edgbaston. Normally a bit in it for the bowlers, normally fairly high scoring, and in fact there was absolutely nothing in it for the bowlers on Wednesday. It was an absolute road, but good game. I had my pads on ready to go in next again, Dave, but luckily wasn't needed in the chase. Yeah, it was a good win over the Bears, which is always nice, and low full toss to finish, just slightly misses his Yorker there, Ben Rain, but gets away with it. Good over, just 4 from it. Outlaws 124 for 2.
So next in action on Friday here, the women's match starting before the men.
Normally about 2:30, I think.
Yeah, We'll have a little look at that in a moment. So, what have you got? A couple of days off and then a couple of days practice ahead of that?
Yeah, exactly that. Exactly that. A couple of days off feet, I think, would be nice. And then, yeah, back in training Wednesday, Thursday.
Yeah, 2:30 the women's match starts on Friday afternoon here as Souter starts a new over, bowling to Munsey, and he's got this one away. A nice clean pick up behind square on the leg side, and 4 more runs to the Scottish international.
Yeah, nice sweet shot. Found the gap nicely. Just a really clinical innings here from George Munsey.
He's on to 71, 29 needed. Can't get all 29 himself, surely. It's gone again. He's got 6 of them here. Clean pick up over the leg side. Sails over the ropes. Comes to rest by the hover cover in front of the William Clark stand. And George Munsey very much adapting to life at Trent Bridge. Only his second innings ever played here. Played against Yorkshire last week. Got 28. Just waits on this one, runs it gently towards short third, takes a single. It moves to 78, 135 for 2. Knots will just want to get over the line here and not have any late innings wobbles. 22 required from 33. Another good shot, but that's well stopped in the cover region. Freddie McCann again with the switch hit. A little bit like Matthew Montgomery, isn't he? He plays in this format more switch hits than conventional hits. 135 for 2. Montgomery very much did that last year, and he goes again and just gets a little bit of an edge on it, but gets the single. 136 for 2. 1 ball left in the 15th.
Yeah, he's been a bit unlucky with it, Freddie McCann. I mean, he's played it a lot and it's hit him on the pad a lot, but he's also nailed it twice straight at the cover fielder. Yard either way and it would have raced for 4.
Durham made 156 for 8 in their innings, and Munsey's got 6 more here, and the Batman board's in danger here. Where's that gone? Did it clatter into the Batman board? It's gone for 6. Huge blow over wideish long on by the Scottish international, who goes to 84 from 47. That's a powerful blow from the left-hander. No, didn't quite reach the structure of the Batman board.
He's doing his best to get this 100, Dave. It's not impossible just yet.
No, he needs. I think he needs Freddie to just get a single here, get him back on strike. 42 for 2. What's require 15 from 30.
Rain in then to begin his 4th over, and McCann looking to just push into the offside for a single there, but can't get it past extra cover. Yeah, 15 runs required from 29 balls, just 3 and over required, and it's not if, it's when here for not to have really put on a good showing for the home crowd. It's very different to how we've seen them in the rest of the season, and McCann tries to slug sweep that one, but doesn't get any bat on it, but it will bring Munsey back onto strike, and leg byes are given.
Yeah, just one, Fred. Just one, he's saying.
I'd like to see him try and get his 100 here, and I think he just might, Dave. He might give it a go.
He had a little moment there at the non-striker's end for a couple of deliveries there, just to sort of have a little look and a calculate. See what's needed.
Let's see then. It's raining, 14 runs required, and that one he plays watchfully. Slower delivery, looks to cut, can't get past point.
Yeah. Non-2s, 4s and 6s at the moment, whilst he's on strike, and still 3 balls left in the over.
84 not out of 48 deliveries. Partnership 89 now. Really good going from Munsey and McCann as Rain bowls, and again a dot ball to point. These slower off-pace deliveries from Ben Rain, who's bowled nicely, but they just didn't have enough runs on the board, did they, Dave?
No.
It's really, really hard to defend, especially when you've got aggressive players like Munsey who just keep coming at you, don't they? These 360 modern players. So difficult to bowl at.
2 balls left in the over.
Rain in and turns this one into the onside for a single. He might want a dot ball here to finish, George Munsey, but I don't think he is looking for that 100 like we hoped he might be. Just looking to get his side over the line, I think, for what hopefully will be the Outlaws' first victory of the Blast for this summer.
I think they'd be disappointed if they didn't get home from here. 13 required from 25.
Just Rain's in. Final ball of his spell. He's gone for 25 so far, and he struck McCann on the pad here. Half shout for LBW, but a leg by. Oh, no, it was bat. No, it was a leg by. A single to finish. 12 required then from the final 4 overs.
Yeah, it's still mathematically possible that George Munsey could get 15 runs, but he's going to have to get back on strike before Freddie McCann gets too many more. Needs just a single and then have a go, and he'd probably need to end up hitting a 4 or a 6 to win the match, maybe with the scores tied. Only 6 centuries scored by Notts batters in the history of the T20 Blast. Just 4 different players. Joe Clark, 2 centuries. Alex Hales, 2 centuries. Dan Christian and Ricky Vessels, the others. Ricky Vessels with the first against Derbyshire in 2017. 145 for 2. Here comes Potts from the far end. Bowls, and McCann's hoisted this high up into the sky. It's a catching opportunity, and Potts has got a wicket, and Freddie McCann won't be there at the end. He's gone for 32. And the partnership ends. 91 they put on for the 3rd wicket. Freddie McCann out for 32, taking on the short ball from Matthew Potts, and he's hoisted it high into the offside. And Graham Clark, for the 2nd time in the innings, just got his bearings right very early on and took a comfortable catch in the end. Freddie McCann goes 32 from 33 balls, 4 fours. It's been a good innings from Freddie McCann, just along with George Munsey, making sure there's no real drama here. And here is Tom Moores.
Yeah, nice supporting role from Freddie McCann. Fellow left-hander Tom Moores. He played a tremendous innings, and I was pleased to see that no damage done from that really painful looking delivery that struck him in the neck on Friday night, Dave.
Yeah, clonked on the side of the head. Short ball.
In he comes. Kept well in the first innings, and we want to be there to see his side over the line here.
Yeah, 'cause it'll remain to be seen next weekend and beyond if this is the start of a Notts Outlaws resurgence, or if it's just a lone victory in the early stages. 6 matches to be played, then 2 championship matches, then back the final 6 games in the group. Here's Potts then round the wicket to the new arrival Tom Moores, down the leg side, called as a wide. That's not going to help Munsey getting his 100. 146 for 3. They require 11 more. He's on 85. So he could get 10 of them, couldn't he, and get to 95, scores tied, and then hit a 6. So it could still be done.
Would have to be 5 dot balls.
I was
in
going
the
to say,
10th.
there's 5 balls left in the over. If Tom Moores gets a single here one way or another. Oh, that's a good delivery. Has it taken the outside edge? It has, and Tom Moores goes. Such is the fortunes and fluctuations of a batter in T20 cricket. Cock of the North the other night with 75 not out off very few deliveries, and gets a second ball duck, just nicking it behind here. Caught Robinson, bowled Potts, goes down as a first ball duck actually, because the first delivery was a wide. It's always a little harsh, isn't it? But it doesn't matter. He's had him in the past, he'll get him again in the future. It's what he gets when it really matters that counts. Assuming this one won't really matter. There's George Linder, another left-hander on his way out.
Hopefully it won't matter, Dave, but strange things can happen in T20 cricket. That was a really, really fine ball from Potts, angling in, and then just a little bit of movement away off the pitch and a fine edge from Tom Moore. Sees him depart for a duck, but George Linder join Munsey at the crease. Bowled nicely today, especially that final over of the power play. Could have gone either way, couldn't it, Dave?
Yeah.
But 2 back-to-back wickets and Durham 4 down in the power play. They couldn't come back from it.
Big ones as well. David Beddingham, who was striking the ball nicely, and Ben Rain, who was clearly sent out in the power play role, or the power hitting role. Going first ball. So still 4 deliveries left in this over. It's as we were, Notts requiring 11. They've got 22 balls left to do it. Potts, 2 wickets in the over. Bowls to Linder. They'll scramble a single here off something. It's 1 more to the total. It is going to be a leg bye. Outlaws 147 for 4, so they need 10. And Munsey has got the strike back now. He's on 85. So how's he going to do this, Grace? Get 9 would get him to 94 and then into 6, so it could be done.
That would be exciting. Not sure what will be on his mind now. Might be in the back.
It's what happened with Joe Clark in 2020 at Durham. It's what happened with James Taylor in a 50-over game down at Lords during his time here. And Munsey will paddle this down fine, and he's only going to get a single. So I think we can properly rule out any chance of Munsey adding his name to those 4 players, those 4 different players that have scored centuries for Notts in the T20 Blast. We'll have further opportunities, of course, but this has been terrific from him. 86 from 51, 148 for 4. Outlaws require 9 from 20 balls. And again, we've had 16.4 overs. We had that earlier on, of course. I mentioned it earlier on. Single to Linder, out on the leg side. 149 for 4. 8 required from 19. So a terrific day of cricket for those that have been here since the start. The first flip of the coin was at 10:30. Marie Kelly and Holly Armitage, the 2 captains of the women's game. This is clipped away on the leg side and nicely fielded out there at deep mid-wicket. Munsey will get 2 more to go to 88. The Blaze batted first in their match. Is it 153?
Yeah, around that, 153, 154 maybe.
It's not quite enough. The Durham women chasing it down, 156 for 3. They won by 7 wickets with 5 balls to spare. It looks very much as if the men are going to turn the tables in this one. Casey Aldridge to bowl in all probability will not only be the 18th over, will more than likely be the final over, and Grace Ballinger will try and get the Outlaws over the line.
Linder awaits. Aldridge in and hits that one over point. They should get back for a couple. They do get back for 2, bringing the target down to just 4 more runs. Who's your, I suppose it's an obvious one, player of the match? Munsey, but I think sometimes when the...
You're going to say it's a batter's game now, aren't you?
No, I'm not going to say it's a batter's game, but when you keep a team down to 100, 150 odd, 160, as that one's flicked away for 4, and it will be the game. The first win for the Outlaws of the campaign, and a really, really convincing one. A 6-wicket win over Durham, and just dominated the entire game, really. Had them 4 down in the power play, and then a really excellent innings from George Munsey. 88 not out off just 52 deliveries. Means the Outlaws will beat Durham. And a really good win, and hopefully one that gets them going and gives them a bit of momentum, Dave.
Well, yeah, the likelihood of them qualifying if they'd lost today, 4 defeats out of 4, I think were very, very slim indeed. As it is, they've given themselves a little bit of a sniff. It remains to be seen, of course, what happens as we move into next weekend. The last 2 games before a brief pause for 2 county championship games. They're both at home against Warwickshire, aside from the central group, and then against Derbyshire. They'll be looking to get a little bit of revenge a week from now, the Sunday match here at Trent Bridge. But certainly signs that Notts today, it's trite to say it, but they looked like they knew what they were doing. They got off to a perfect start, of course, a wicket with the first ball, but they seemed to go out there with more of a plan today, how they were going to implement their bowling changes. I thought they were excellent in the field. They had the right people in the right places, and it makes a world of difference if you catch your catches. There were 1 or 2 quite tricky ones that were well held. But a very disciplined bowling performance. Mo Ali continues to look a terrific signing. Dylan Pennington right on it. Ollie Stone picking up a couple of wickets as well. Howell didn't go for too many. Very good indeed. 3 bonus overs really from Freddie McCann that kept things nice and tight. Durham contributed, I think, to their own downfall. They lost 4 wickets in the power play overs, and then were always chasing the game, always conscious that they needed to put a score on the board, and that score didn't prove to be enough. And although Joe Clark and Jack Haynes didn't get into the teens, it was Munsey and McCann who just about did the job. Freddie McCann out for 32. Tom Moores came and went quickly. Linda with the winning runs at the end. And Notts have won by 6 wickets. You enjoyed it?
Yeah, I enjoyed it more than our game at least.
Well, yeah.
No, they played really well and really enjoyed the bowling innings especially, and you can see there on the batsman board, wickets spread round. Don't think anyone had a bad day really, and it's a sign of a good bowling attack, and hopefully this will be the start of a winning run for the Outlaws, Dave.
Thank you, Grace. Grace Ballinger here with us on Match Day from BBC Radio Nottingham, from the cricket, from Trent Bridge. Notts Outlaws winning this one, beating Durham by 6 wickets with 2 overs and 4 balls remaining. It was a comfortable run chase in the end, led by the Scottish international George Munsey. 88 not out from 52 deliveries. Terrific innings from him. Notts will still sit down towards the bottom of the pile, but at least the only way is up as.
Okay, thanks to Dave and Grace for the commentary. They'll be back for the next game on Friday, but I've got the Outlaws captain Joe Clark with me. JC, that felt very much like a Notts Outlaws performance that we know.
Yeah, definitely. I think we weren't far away on Friday. I think a few things went Derby's way, but the effort and commitment shown by everyone was top draw, and I think we got our rewards today. Can't fault any of the bowlers. Everyone who stepped up did a job, and then obviously George Munsey seeing it through with the bat with contributions from most lads. So pleasing on the board, and hopefully that's a little momentum shift for us.
You won the toss, you chose to have a bowl. It felt like a lot of people contributed in that. You just mentioned the bowlers, but yourself, I guess we saw today why you practiced those high catches all that time, but it felt like a real team performance with the ball first of all. Yeah, definitely. I mean, obviously, first ball, getting a wicket. Ollie, George Linda getting a couple. It's just, all round, just a solid performance. Mo Ali's been brilliant since coming in. I thought we were good in the field, so it's more closer to a team performance. And as I said, hopefully, we've got a few days now, but hopefully that's a bit of momentum for next weekend, and we can finish strong going into a couple of championship games, and then 6 games back end. We can be in a position where we're full of confidence and ready to hunt for qualification. Just on George Munsey there, started off out with you in the middle. I think he ended on like late 80s or early 90s. Felt like a lot of the batters have sort of got those in their 20s, but just not really kicked on. But does it feel that this is a momentum shift? Yeah, definitely. Obviously, Tommy Moore's played very well the other night. And it's good to see George. He's desperate. He's been a great addition. He's fitted in well. Nice for someone to bat through and be knocked at the end. And obviously you want contributions all the way down. But when you're chasing sort of 150,
you want to get off to a good start. So I think we were both clear in how we wanted to play, and that sort of fed through. And I think Fred played a real role of just knowing what to do, give the strike to George whilst playing some shots of himself. But that was an important knock as well for him. So yeah, overall pleased, and some more work to do on next Friday and Sunday, and hopefully we can be in a good position going into the Championship games.
Just finally, you mentioned the words confidence, momentum. You've mentioned in previous interviews with the club and other media that it's not been the ideal start, but 4 games in, a third of the way through this qualification period. Did you say something different in your team talk today, or is it just about kind of keeping the plans nice and clear and simple?
Yeah, clear and simple. I think obviously we went the same team from Friday night, and I think that shows that we've got the belief of the lads in the dressing room. Ollie Stone had a tough evening Friday night, but then bounced back today and shown his class. I think that's a testament to how we are as a unit in that dressing room, that we back each other. And I wanted to back the lads who had played Friday night to do the job today, and it's worked out well for us. But definitely hope the confidence being there. Obviously, it's not helpful when you lose 3 on the bounce, but I don't think we were that far away. Just needed to tidy up a few things, and I think this show today we were good.
I'd agree with you. I'd agree. But no, well done today, and like you say, there's still games to play, so you've got to enjoy today, but as you say, a few days off potentially, and then come back on Friday and Sunday. So 2 home games again to end this back end of next week. So that's a positive to look forward to.
Yeah, definitely. I think we all might be on the same wicket. I'm not sure, but we sort of know how that wicket's going to play, so we can play accordingly to that. And obviously, home, we want this place to be home advantage, and make it fortress. You want to call it that word? It's quite cliche, but we want teams to fear coming here and playing against us. So hopefully this is the start of the momentum shifting for us, and a couple of days, and then we'll train hard, and then hopefully we can come out on the right side and have a good weekend next weekend.
Well, I wish you well. There's loads of kids that are coming here for all your boys' autographs. So well done. Yep. Enjoy the victory, and I look forward to seeing you at the end of next week.
Hazza, always a pleasure.
Thank you, JC. I know it's terrible. Shocking, isn't it? The captain, Joe Clark, there. So it was the Outlaws that won by 6 wickets today. They're on the board, 4 points today, but as Joe just said, there's still work to be done. So the next games for the Outlaws are next Friday and next Sunday. We will have them here on Trent Bridge Live, but if you can get down to the ground, do get down. Tickets are on sale, and really you can make a difference if you are in the ground. But if not, do join us on Trent Bridge Live. We'll have live ball-by-ball coverage of all the double headers here at Trent Bridge throughout the T20 campaign. But it's 1 victory for Durham against the Blaze earlier on, but the Outlaws got the victory in the second match. So from everybody here at Trent Bridge and Trent Bridge Live, thank you very much for your company, and enjoy the rest of your weekend.